would say, no, we've not had an American. We won't have an American.
Those Italians, you know how they get together.
Right.
Protect the home field.
Yep. But it was a huge story for everybody.
Yeah.
He's really South American as much as he is North American.
I think that's what got him. I think that's what got him to the top.
Yeah.
Because
he was known as he's known as a peacemaker, somebody that can find the middle.
I heard he's known as a gambler.
Really?
Yeah.
You Catholics know more about.
He bets on all Chicago sports. Is what I heard. Deep. Possibly with the collection from the church.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So how's everybody doing?
Good.
Well, how are you doing?
Month of May. Mother's Day.
This is Mother's Day weekend. It is the Super Bowl for all garden centers and a lot of gift shops around town because everybody's got to get mom something.
I will say flowers were a story this week as far as prices.
Oh, really?
Of flowers.
Oh, like cut flowers?
Well, flowers in general, I guess, because so many of them come from other parts of the world.
That's right.
And how so many of the florists around town are kind of eating the...
Oh, boy. Monsignor Shadle. In trouble for
Did I say something wrong?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did you?
Oh, great. I thought he was going to scold me for saying that the Pope was...
Gambling.
No, he sent me a meme of the Pope with the...
Let me see.
With the guys from Saturday Night Live.
The Pope.
The Pope. The Bears. The Pope.
So I think the Pope would laugh about that. I think Pope Leo would laugh.
Yeah.
I think he's got a wonderful sense of humor. That's what I think.
And he's young.
60-something.
69.
Young.
So it's great to see a, young, vibrant.
Right. And for everybody thought that our
throw
last
back a few
Pope,
beers.
there was has always been the conspiracy about that the Pope Francis was going to be the last Pope before the end of the world.
Really? What are you looking at?
It's been, look it up. And
you think I'm a conspiracy
but it didn't happen.
guy. I've not heard that one.
Yeah, I've heard that one for a long time. There was some predictor thousands of years ago, and he's really been pretty precise on picking popes and the names that they also select. Him selecting Leo.
His name is Vinny.
Vinny. I've got a friend named
Vinny the Pope Maker.
Vinny Biscini, we called him. Yeah.
Vinny the Pope Maker.
One thing's for sure, we'll not have a woman Pope. See, now I think you could bet on that one.
You just like to bring it everything. You like to bring
But now, wait a minute. You're Mr. Sarcasm. I'm just bringing up things that,
You bring things up that hurt.
Oh, Patrick.
I would like to see, I can't say that because...
Yeah, be careful.
Are there female
there's
cardinals?
Monsignor Shadle again wanting to talk to you.
There's no female cardinals?
There's not female priests.
No female priests. So is it go priest, cardinal, bishop? Where's the bishop fall?
It goes, let's see, it would go...
Pope.
I get a little... Because Monsignor's... All right. It goes
Pope.
Priest, Monsignor.
Oh, Monsignor.
Bishop, Archbishop.
Oh.
Cardinal.
You're getting...
Okay, and then cardinal to pope, if you get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not very likely.
Yeah.
The odds are
You
not.
think people grow up and be like, I want to be the Pope one day?
He did.
He really did?
He did. His brother was talking about the story about how they would all put, pretend to be things, and he always pretended to be a priest.
No way.
Really? Well, see, a priest, yes, but like the Pope, man.
But then later on, as he
reached
was
for the
growing,
stars.
there were two women, and I can't remember if they were teachers or what, and they said, you know what, you're going to be the Pope someday, mister. And,
wow.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
His brother was telling that story. I like his brother.
Yeah,
Brother's
I did
cool.
too. Yeah.
What can we make him? Because I like
he
him.
could be like
He
could be like a Billy Carter character to President Carter.
Okay. I bet if we called him, he'd say, "Yeah, I'll come on the air with you." He just seems like that kind of guy.
He seems like a great guy, but wouldn't it be great if he like just this? He had this wild, crazy brother that was always doing something stupid. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh, like Patrick Mahomes and his little brother who's always getting in trouble.
The Pope's brother arrested again last night.
Oh, man.
His brother Earl.
Are you going to get in trouble for this?
I will know in a second when Monsignor texts me.
I don't think you've said anything wrong.
Oh, yep. Here it is. Hold on. Let's see what we got.
Dun, dun, dun.
Monsignor says, all right, here we go. Okay, deacon, priest, bishop, archbishop, cardinal, and pope.
You're right.
No, he missed the deacon.
They must leave the Monsignor out. That must be part of being a priest. So that doesn't count.
Honor.
But the deacon, I didn't know what the deacon was.
The
Or what
Well,
the deacon is.
Deacons, you have
What
those
the
at
deacon is
Protestant
that?
churches.
I don't know. We have what?
You have those at Protestant churches too.
A deacon?
Oh, wait a minute. That was from Mel McMahon.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Mel. Wait, Mel.
I don't think she's
Wait a minute.
Catholic.
But okay, so this
She
is,
may have Googled
wait,
it.
this is funny. I'm thinking Monsignor Shadle is going to tell me, right?
Yes.
So I had 2 texts come in at the same time. So what I read was from Mel McMahon. Mel McMahon. What actually Monsignor sent was the Pope dressed as a Chicago Bulls player slamming the basket
Oh wow.
in a Michael Jordan.
that's
Number
funny.
23.
There is-
Again, very funny.
Okay, let's see. Hold on. I heard that Trump has just dropped the tariffs on Vatican City now that we have an American Pope.
Oh boy.
That seems fishy.
Monsignor did say Mel is correct. Monsignors are very humble.
Monsignors are very humble. Oh, so they're eliminated from the list.
Is that?
They're not on the.
Does
They're,
that
they're
seem
part
like
of the.
Shadle to you?
No. Joe's going off on a limb with a chainsaw on the other side.
All right.
Oh boy.
Have we accomplished anything yet? this
Yeah,
year?
Well,
talked
yeah,
about the
we had
Pope.
Pope talk.
Oh, Pope talk.
Now it's over. Now we go to gardening.
Yeah. All right.
Mother's
so
Day.
it's Mother's Day here at Sullivan Hardware and Garden in our Allisonville store. And I tell you what, yesterday was cray.
Yesterday, Friday,
I
all
think we
day.
actually set a record for a Friday.
What was the big seller?
Pretty much everything, but hanging baskets, obviously. I mean, the carts and I mean, it was great. But we were here till midnight last night, kind of putting it all back together.
I saw
Allison was here with us.
lots of ferns go
Really?
out here this morning.
That's right. So
Ferns are big. Mom wants ferns.
yeah, but I know, but
Love 'em.
it's like I don't know. It's like
You know what?
buying,
I
it's like buying Mom a toaster.
I
a fern,
considered-
because it's just a fern,
Right.
Right? They're beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's,
I considered for myself artificial.
no.
I did. And you know
No.
why? It's because it becomes such a chore in the we don't have a hose in the backyard. So I got to drag the hose all
I
the
think-
way
All
to
the
the
way
back
around.
of the
All right.
It
house.
is annoying.
Danny, can you address that one?
There are collapsible hoses that are really, really handy. You can put them in a pot,
Right.
leave them hooked up until, of course, fall.
Yeah.
And then pull them out of the pot.
I think
turn
she
'em
doesn't
on.
have a spigot.
It becomes such the chore of lugging things around and making sure that they're getting watered in the heat of the summer. And these artificial flowers.
How about a watering can? What's the matter with using a watering can?
Again, it just feels like a chore. Is there dog fighting going on in your backyard?
Yeah, you
here?
know what? We do that on the side on Saturday mornings.
I don't like it.
Little dog
I want it to
fighting.
stop.
Maybe they were
immediately.
excited.
Yeah, and actually, we're having
Maybe they've been excited.
We have a whole special Mother's Day dog fighting.
I don't stop. It's the worst thing ever. No dog fighting.
No, there's no dog fighting.
Okay, so anyway, I eliminated that from my thoughts, but it's popping up on my and maybe for all of you too on your social media right now for Mother's Day, the artificial flowers, and there's a woman and she's in her garden and these flowers are gorgeous.
No.
And you get like 140.
Wait, they put them outside in a garden?
Yeah,
still?
you put them in the garden. You
No,
put them in
that's
your
awful.
planters.
I mean,
Oh,
I
the planters.
cannot-
Okay, I
Yeah.
thought you meant in the ground.
I can't think of
like, that's
anything
too
worse.
That's
far.
an I Love Lucy episode.
No.
No.
You cannot do that. That sounds awful. I mean, you're getting plastic from China. Bad enough how much stuff we have to get from China, right? And everywhere.
How do you
Well,
know
now
they come from China? Maybe they're American made.
I don't think so. I don't think our president actually knows where
You think
everything is made.
Well, you
Would we
don't
ever
ever
get a
seen 'em?
Chinese pope? Can we get a Chinese pope?
I don't know why not. I love egg rolls.
Yeah.
All right, 239.
dear God.
Are we taking calls? Do we have a call
Yeah,
screener?
you need to break.
Yes, we're taking calls. We're taking lots of calls.
All right. Yeah. Well, I think we've offended enough people in the first segment.
No.
So maybe we won't.
Should load it right up. Let's just throw on, man, those moles are bad. And how about daylight saving time?
How about that?
239-9393. engineer. Back in our studio on Monument Circle.
It's
We
not
have Ethan.
stew.
It is too, Stu.
Yeah, it's Stu. Ethan.
Phelan.
What is it?
Phelan.
It's Phelan.
What kind of name is that?
Well, you've known him for when he was a child.
I know. That's why we call him Stu.
We renamed him when we were at Royal Spa.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Is that where that happened?
Yeah, it's the first time we met him, and Phelan was too many syllables for Pat.
Yeah. Saturday's Home and Garden program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens.
Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Help you through it.
Was that not good? That didn't go well?
No, it was close, but you hesitated. You need to be right there.
Sometimes I'm a
It's hard
little
when you
worried
don't
about that
see each
whole
other.
delay thing, you know?
It is hard because when Ethan and I do that tagline, we are deeply looking into each other's eyes.
That's the honest to
That's the
goodness
key.
truth. And
Yeah.
that's really what happens.
It's a feeling that we have
Makes
for each
me
other.
know it.
uncomfortable.
It's a connection.
Makes my eyes water.
You know, my whole world really is trying to make people uncomfortable. Is that wrong?
Yes.
Well, it's different.
Yeah, it is.
It's different.
It all depends on how you want to be remembered, Pat.
You do make me laugh.
Oh well, thank you, Terry. Because I don't really think I make Denny laugh. But
You're not as bad as Tony, though. Tony teases everybody, but you can't tease Tony back. And you're not that way. You can take a tease.
oh, I don't think. Do I tease anyone besides Denny?
No, really.
That's so good.
Not really. Hey, they're with some of the most beautiful giant ferns. You know, I'm looking for them.
Yes.
What's the price on those?
Those are
You know?
$45.
$45. They're giant.
They are giant.
Jumbo ferns.
And those are grown. Most of the ferns, that was one of the questions I had on Channel 13 last week, because they said their ferns always, you know, they're so nice, but they're so root bound. Most of the ferns come out of their commodity that come out of Florida, and they're in these little cheater 10-inch baskets that are real, and you got this big head of a fern. They almost have to be repotted. But these are locally grown. So we carry both because the ones out of Florida are way cheaper. They're $29 or something like that. But the ones that are grown out by Hoods, right by Deer Creek,
Oh,
the marijuana smoke
yeah. That's what you've said.
from Deer Creek.
Right? You're the greatest.
Yep. It makes the head massive.
Way massive.
Yep. So they start those at Christmas. Or
Do they?
before Christmas.
For the
yeah.
ferns. And
Does
then,
it take that
so
long?
if you get them from here, you don't need to repot them.
That's right. So thank you for making sense out of my
Well, I'm listening.
commentary.
I'm a listener.
It's a 12-inch pot, but not only is it 2 inches wider, it's much deeper.
So they'll be fine through the summer.
Yep.
So do ferns have seeds? How do you propagate a fern?
You know what?
Is
you
it
can
cutting?
propagate. You can actually split them and take
Yeah.
the little runners off of them. But I think they get actually starts or something.
Okay.
I'd really like to see how they do that. I should get out more.
And then ferns become, I think they're
They
hard.
become geraniums.
They become, I thought roses, but okay.
You were such a smart ass.
They become so, how do you really take good care of them? And really, they need shade, right?
Yes.
You got to put them in
I
shade.
think that's probably one of the biggest thing people, even there's so many things that that people do, like we're selling tons and tons of that little hydrangea,
Yeah.
the fairy trail that I showed you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Beautiful.
and I'll say, well, they just don't like afternoon sun. It's like, oh, they don't? Well, it says 6 hours of sun, but they want to pick the 6 hours. It's 6 hours in the morning.
Well, Terry doesn't even like dragging a hose. If you got to pick your 6 hours, you better put them in
and
the
it's
right
like
place.
it's like no 6 hours. It's only 6 hours. It's like 2 in the afternoon till 6. It's like
So what are you saying? It's got to be
like the 6 hours is it's
continuously continuous 6 hours.
no it can't
Is it
I'm watching
it
Pat
can't
look.
take the
Is it-
hot
in the eyes
afternoon sun.
no
Like
afternoon sun?
what
Terry,
it says
here's the
on the
problem.
tag.
Terry,
Your
I just-
glasses are crooked, and so
Yeah,
when we
because
look
of my
at you,
headphones, but
we're
it's still
having
working for
trouble
me.
So
focusing.
the problem when a tag says that it doesn't like the hot afternoon sun,
Yeah.
then consumers think that means it likes shade.
No.
And that's not true either. it likes morning sun, morning to early afternoon.
Why don't they
sun.
say that on the tag?
They don't say
Well,
that
I
on
think
the
they
tag.
do. I think what the consumer doesn't read the entire sentence. They just see.
We see a
They
picture of a
say
sunshine.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We see a picture of a sunshine,
And it should
says
say
that
AM.
needs 4 to 6 hours of sunshine, and that's
Yep.
all it says on the tag.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
Pat,
I
Will you
agree.
work on that?
Speaking of
I
directions.
will. Thank you.
Speaking of
you.
directions, we came
Thank
over, we
you.
bought a little terrarium for my mom, but the directions were a QR code. Now, my mom's 95. She goes,
Oh.
there's no directions.
Yeah.
And I said, and she told me there's this little square with all these dots
I don't
on it.
like
go,
it either.
I said, Ma, you don't have a cell phone. She goes, I don't have any directions. How do people do this anymore?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know, but
They should still offer a paper one if you want it.
I would think so,
Something. But until then, you're our teacher. Let me ask you this. So my neighbor's got the most beautiful hostas you've ever seen.
Oh.
Green and white. And I do love a hosta. A lot of shade where I am.
who doesn't?
Can I take those and put them in a pot? I'd like to see it in a pot.
Wait a minute. Are you
around a
are
pool.
you taking their?
Well, I'm just
hostas?
saying.
You mean a hosta?
I mean, are you?
If she lets me have them.
Oh, I
So-
thought you were going to steal them at night.
Well, anyway.
probably
She'll
will.
see how it
Either
goes.
way, let's say I get them.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have them, and I was thinking I'd like to put that in a pot and make it a potted hosta rather than putting it in the ground. Is that doable?
It is doable during the growing season.
If
Then
you keep
you
it in
have
the
to plant
shade,
it.
too. You
You
don't-
eventually always have to plant it. You
Yes.
can't. No, it cannot always live in a pot.
No, that pot needs to be below ground. It cannot sit out. Although,
It's a
if-
big pot.
I will say, Danny, if something's going to make it,
it's going to be
it's
a
going to be a
hosta.
hosta because I remember one at home. I brought these hostas for Beth to plant. Of course, she didn't do it,
Oh,
and they
what?
just stayed in the pot.
and they stayed. They sat out, and the next
they,
spring they came right back up.
They say after the nuclear holocaust, there will be cockroaches and hostas.
Wow.
Those will be the two things.
In what
Okay.
order?
What a beautiful
What a-
world.
Well, you can eat them,
Hosta's probably
eat them both,
first.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good lesson. All right, thank you. I'm a.
Well-
I like envisioning it in a pot.
Coming up for In the Weeds, brought to you by E.F. Marburger, we're going to talk about the worst Mother's Day gifts ever.
Oh, like kitty litter.
Starring Joe Stasiak and Pat Sullivan. We don't have to get too far from the flock here.
Yeah.
I actually do that on Channel 13 this
Do you
week
really?
too. Yeah.
I bet there's some moms that can call that can tell you about some of the,
You know,
worst
actually,
gifts.
I have a story or two.
Well, save it because
Joe, I'm not going to say it now, but Joe Stasiak would be considered a Hall of Fame.
He's
Yes, he
Hall of
would.
Fame.
First round.
first round.
Yeah.
First round.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
mean,
when
that's immediately comes to your mind is Joe.
Joe.
I never saw so many people take Joe under their wing. Joe, no, you can't do that.
can't do that.
And he looked at, why? You
Yeah.
know, but so many guys told him that you
mean,
can't do it that
and
he
there's
finally
just-
came around.
There's so many rolling in my head, and I'll just say one.
No. Save them. Save them.
Okay.
That's the segment.
Okay.
Save.
Pam should actually call and tell the stories
Yeah.
because she can tell it very well about the gifts she's received
Well,
from
and
Big
we
Joe.
will all live through the bad ones that we've all given. That's what will happen. But we've got some good
maybe
eyes
we
too.
should think about ones that we received that we thought,
But you're not a mother.
It's Mother's Day.
I am too. People call me a mother all the time.
Time for a
I
break.
got called
pal.
yesterday. Hey, mother.
I believe there's another word that
It's-
follows that.
It's my weekend. It's my weekend.
Okay.
All right, we're coming right back with more. We're at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. We are actually are going to be.
Oh,
And I
okay.
just thought having that inside added interest.
Yeah.
And up on the roof is going to be a sign that says the Grill Palace and Lights.
Translation, you
Oh,
couldn't
wow.
get a demo permit, so you
No.
just left the building.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that.
What is it?
One of the zoning tenants I had
Yeah.
was you may not remove accessory buildings. So I just built over the top of it. We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by B&W HVAC, plumbing and
A segment that we thought we would never take on the road, but yet here it is, right here at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. It is In the Weeds with Denny Smith.
Yay!
Today it is brought to you by E.F. Marburger, Indiana's flooring experts. Right now, save on the Shaw carpet, tile, and hardwood at E.F. Marburger. Well, listen, today it is about Mother's Day gift fails. And since I am next to the runner-up for the all-time fails of Mother's Day, and I am a good friend of the Hall of Famer, Joe Stasniak,
Yes.
I thought I would review some with the help of Pat Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we are in the middle of Mother's Day Central right here. If you want to see great gifts, you come on out to Sullivan Hardware. But before you grab that perfect plant, let's have a little fun and talk to Mr. Sullivan. Now, Pat, I know it. These are your classics. Gutter helmet.
Yep. Gutter helmet says to your loved one, I love you.
It's a great gift.
I care about you. I care
Maybe
about
not
your
for Mother's
possessions.
Day, but-
Happy
I
Mother's
care
Day,
about
Mom.
your health.
Yeah.
No more climbing ladders,
Yeah.
Mom. Okay, number 2. This is a Stasniak special, a new garbage disposer.
Yes.
Didn't that just touch your heart?
I know, but what Joe will tell you, he goes, a third horsepower is not a good gift, but a half or 3/4 says
Yeah.
I love you.
It's practical, it's powerful, it's
Yeah.
completely tone deaf because nothing says we love you like the kitchen equipment for grinding
That's
up
right.
leftovers. All right, number 3. Now, I don't know if this was you or if this was Dave the King Wilson. I cannot remember. A year-long gym membership. don't.
not
What was
me.
that? Which one of you did
No, it was
that?
not me.
You're basically handing Mom a card that says, "You're great, but you could be better."
I think that was Joe. Was it Joe?
I don't know.
I don't think Joe would.
I mean, that's the kind of thing Pam might like. I mean, Pam
Yeah.
would like that probably.
Yeah, yeah, but wait to get
Unless she specifically says that's exactly what she wants.
Yeah.
Absolutely
But I would
not.
get. You know what? I would get it in writing.
yeah.
Yeah.
These
And
are
maybe record
mother-in-law
it too.
fails. All right, what to give instead? Hanging baskets. All right, so now this has definitely
Wait,
got
you
Sullivan
haven't
on.
even gotten deep into Joe stuff yet.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to you next. Okay.
Okay.
The weird garden tool.
The claw.
Yeah, like a squirrel-proof bird feeder, a soil pH tester, or as seen on TV gadgets that look like medieval weapons, or something anyone shouldn't use in a garden. What did you get your wife?
I gave Beth. I was very young. I was in my 20s, and we were just newlyweds.
Was she a mother yet?
Newlyweds. We had 3 kids.
Yeah.
It happens quickly.
Yeah.
But anyways,
sure.
I had these beautiful claw. The claw it has 2 handles, and it's a cultivator. And
Yeah.
it can just take hard clay. It's still a good gift today.
Is
quite
that what she wanted?
No,
She didn't know it at the time, but
No, and so 40 some years later, she always says, "Hey, where's that thing that you gave me for Mother's Day?"
all right. So let's
she
get
still
to the good
remembers
ones.
the
So
day.
here we are at
So could
Mother's
I-
Day Central.
Could I mention a few good things that out of the garden?
That's where we're going.
Okay.
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
So here, herbs and vegetables. I think Mama loves herbs.
Yep.
You can take them inside. Terry, do you keep your herbs inside?
I keep my herbs.
She has
in the- artificial.
She has
Everywhere. They're everywhere.
artificial
China.
Is there an organizational gift for your herbs that you could maybe get them
I am
organized?
looking at you and your glasses.
Right. That's
okay.
right.
All right, but also the hanging baskets. Pat, this is really pretty cool what you do here. You make it easy on men and young kids to come in and find something nice for
Yes,
mom.
there's the other thing is personal items in the garden, like a nice kneeling pad, a
Yeah.
nice pair of gloves.
Or even your ceramic steels.
sloggers.
Yeah, you've got nice little gifts that you
Now,
can
what
put
did you
in
just say?
It's like a ceramic steel that they're glazed over and they're like
Okay.
fired. I don't know
thought
what
you were
call
talking
them.
about a cutting tool. It's like that's not
No,
on
no,
the
no.
list.
But you even have those fish that are like aqua fish that you put down on the ground. They look like they're
I
swimming.
haven't
in your
really
garden.
been around to see what we have, so I don't
Well,
know.
who's your buyer? But anyway, check out Sullivan Hardware. It's a great place for us to be here on Mother's Day. But don't screw
Can
up.
we get back
don't
to
feed Joe.
Stasiak for
Okay,
just a
do
sec?
one more for
Okay.
Joe.
Yeah.
No, I have a bunch.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Don't forget
So,
the automatic kitty litter.
The automatic kitty litter. That was for
forgot.
Christmas. Then a craft table, but
He
this is
was
what
the
Joe
one that
said.
used it.
You can't give a 6 foot because that would be insulting. But an 8 foot
yeah.
craft table says I love you.
And he was the only one that used it. That was the funny part. Joe was the one doing the crafts.
And-
It wasn't Pam.
And
And
new set of tires for Pam's
is
car.
he romantic or what?
That was a Christmas gift.
Oh, boy. So anyway, my thanks to E.F. Marburger's Spring into Shaw flooring sale going
God
on right
bless
now.
Pam.
If Mom's talking about new carpet, tile, or hardwood, maybe not a hanging basket, but better than a new garbage disposal. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
Tony Katz.
Why is there only 3 bourbons? Why isn't it 100 bourbons in 100 days?
Because you're not paying for it.
All right, that's still good, though.
That is Tara Hastings bringing you 100 bourbons.
I trust you.
Well, thank you for that ringing endorsement.
You're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, people like you.
If that is not in a WIBC promo by the end of the day, David Wood, program director, I'm firing everybody. I have no authority to fire anybody, but I'm doing it.
Tony Katz.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Danny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons. We are here at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, 71st and Keystone, celebrating Mother's Day. And you know what? I just got this from Monsignor. We should get a sponsor for Monsignor Shadle's text message.
Archdiocese.
Pope Talk.
That would be the first time I've ever heard of a sponsor for his a text.
Yeah, like when
This
he
is
would text, we would say,
groundbreaking.
Monsignor Shadle's text messages brought to you by the
Right.
Michaelis Corporation.
Yeah.
Something like that,
Yeah, it's sponsorable.
Those kneeling pads can also be used in church.
Wow.
Especially, I might add a little personal commentary, St. Pius, where I grew up, and those kneelers have not been replaced since 1974. And if you go to St. Pius, you're 30% more likely, this is actual survey, 30% more likely to need a new knee or hip than
Wow.
other parishes
You know,
around town.
this is why Joe Shadle is already Monsignor, not still a deacon. He comes up with great ideas, Pat.
You know, I almost
That's why.
became Methodist one time.
because of
Because of
him?
your knees.
No,
because
I went to the funeral, and they had velvet pads on the pews. You know, I could
Swanky.
get
Nice.
into this.
That's
That
nice.
was my grandpa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
that's
really
very, very
nice.
nice.
So, but anyways, that's all I have.
Okay.
Well, what's coming up,
Oh, we have
Allison?
Jeff.
Oh, we got-
Oh, Jeff, you want to take Jeff? Do I have to press a button over here?
Yeah, you
Yes.
do.
So
What do I
it's the
do?
green play button.
Ethan,
green play
Ethan can
button.
put him up, I guess.
Is that
We're going to let
right?
Terry try.
Is this here?
You did it.
Hall of Fame
Can it-
broadcaster
Hey,
Terry
Jeff.
Stacy is now a board op.
Hello, Jeff. Sounds like you did a really good job.
Ethan, help us out.
He didn't have a pot of up.
Can you?
There we go.
There you go, Jeff. Hey, how you
Yeah.
doing?
Not too bad. Thanks for taking the call. Hey, I got a quick thing for Terry and then something for you, Pat. Terry, my daughter came to me this week and she said, "Do not forget," and she used the word "when" instead of "if" you call the Home and Garden Show. She knows me. She said, "When you call, do not forget that last year on Mother's Day, she said, 'Did Terry expect me to be,' since you don't have any children?" So she said to wish you a wonderful Mother's Day.
Oh, you know what? That's, I forgot.
Wow, Jeff.
I did. I'm so grateful. Again, like it just happened.
You are the
I think
mother
that's
of
the
so
sweetest
many
thing.
lost souls.
Oh man, I just love
I
that.
can't believe Jeff remembered. He's got the memory of
I
Dory
do-
the
said,
fish.
I don't recall getting a gift or anything from her, but that's
No,
okay. That's
no.
no, I'm kidding.
It'd be nice to get
I'm
an
kidding.
artificial hanging basket.
Or fern.
I don't
Yeah.
mind that. No, listen, that is the sweetest thing. Please, will you hug her hard for me and thank her for me, because that does mean something.
I sure will, because this is a gift of love anyway, so she is thinking about you. So,
That is
now,
exactly
Pat,
right, which is priceless.
Yes, sir.
Pat, I have congratulations on a new pope. I don't know much about Catholicism. I was brought up Christian and Baptist. So the whole thing is, I do remember going to Warren Central. My buddies would always take me to the Holy Spirit Festival. And
that's
we
a
would
big
go
one.
there to basically look at the chicks, because I couldn't figure out Catholicism. It's like you'd go there and there's all there was a bunch of drinking beer and playing cards in the church. And I was like, and no offense,
I'm,
but
I'm
I mean,
sorry, Jeff.
that's what they do.
I don't get your point. And you know what? As far as
He
for
didn't realize
knowing-
they were half fun.
as far as knowing much about Catholicism, Catholics don't either. So you're in good company.
And one other thing, when I called for this reason, and you just mentioned, there's a Seinfeld episode called Vandalay Industries where Jerry Seinfeld goes in and he's confessing to the priest, and he goes in the little booth or whatever, and he comes and the priest opens, slides back the thing, and Jerry's sitting on the kneeler, and he goes, "You know that's a kneeler, don't you?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry." I'm so sorry. You guys
so
have a great day.
All right, thanks,
You
Jeff.
too. Thank you, Jeff. Do I have to hit a button over here or anything?
Someone should drop them in the
Okay, there we go.
studio.
Got it.
Okay, that's all I have.
That's all you have?
Is that it? Well, we're getting close to, it's 9:58. We gotta go.
Well, we got to kill a minute though.
Hey, but we've got
are
some
we gonna do?
we've got
coming
some
up, there's
special
some
guests
coming up.
Yeah, what?
Special guest, Allison.
It's the Garden Walk people.
The Garden Walk people.
There you go.
All right, you're going to give this to me to read this. It's the
Yep.
29th annual Garden Walk. It's not this Wednesday. It's June 4th.
It is.
June 4th, 9 to 3.
We want you to get it on the calendar.
9 to 3. I would recommend going at 7. So,
Okay.
But yeah,
Indianapolis Garden
and no
Club.
one knows. It's a secret. They don't tell where the garden is.
Which I kind of like. It's kind of fun.
I know.
That's because people cheat and go early.
That's right.
Yeah.
They try to go for free is what they try to do.
Oh, yeah.
You know what these
But yeah.
people. All right, so
We're going to talk to them.
We're going to visit with
next.
Carolyn and Lynn when we come back. I just got 6 seconds to kill.
Oh, come
Just-
on.
just take your time.
WIBC and WIBC.com.
.com.
Toys, we go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens.
Michaelis happens to help you through
happens
it.
to help you through it. I'm sorry, Ethan. I forgot our cue again.
I think if you look
My
at
fault.
the camera, I think I can do it with you.
Okay.
All right.
Because I need to look in your eyes when
Right.
we do that.
Yeah,
It's a very emotional thing.
Oh, Ethan, I'm sorry he's doing
All
this
right.
to you.
Well, we are joined by 2 very special guests, Carolyn Sedaris and Lynn, I forget your last name.
Diamond.
Oh, that's right. You're Danny's wife?
I am Danny's wife.
She used
Don't
to
hold
work-
it against me.
You know what we have in
What
common?
was my mom and Danny's mom played bridge. What's her name?
Doris.
Doris.
She's
Doris?
99 years old now.
Wow.
Alive,
didn't
still
realize.
with us. And I asked her about her relationship with the Sullivans
Yeah.
yesterday when I brought her Sunday. And she said that she went to your mom's house for dinner, and Bob couldn't eat anything that she had prepared because he has such a plain palate.
Yes.
Uh-huh. You remember that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Doris Diamond.
She's an old WIRE haunter, and I listened to Uncle Wally Neerling on my paper route back in the 60s, and she worked at WIRE.
I did.
Hobby
In
Dog.
advertising when Doug Dahlgren was on. That's
Oh, yeah.
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 But now
Enough.
we're advertising the garden walk.
We are.
And Carolyn's mother passed away, and the funeral was
Yes.
this week.
Oh,
Yes.
Carolyn.
And Carolyn, how old?
I like to say she was in her 100th year. She was born in 1925 and passed
Amazing.
away in April. She would have been 100 in November.
What a life
So-
well lived.
And yeah, very well lived.
Yeah,
She,
well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
but
Nancy Cranny. I have
It's
to
never
give her a
easy,
shout
no
out.
matter whether they're.
It's
you know.
not. But we had a wonderful celebration at St. Pius.
Yep.
We've known each other since first
Yeah,
grade.
we went to grade school
Has
together.
he always been this
in high school.
obnoxious?
No,
I
he's
love
really
Pat.
quiet.
Pat, I love Pat.
He always said he was a
always fun.
wallflower. I cannot
I didn't
believe
talk.
it.
Did I,
And
Carolyn?
I was really shy too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've
That's
known
why
each
we
other a long
dated.
time. Oh,
Oh, okay there.
No, we did.
we did.
So so we got this walk, and it's
Yes.
a big secret deal until June 4th.
I
right?
really like this part of it.
This kind of
Mystery.
Well, that lets us find really spectacular gardens
Okay.
because the garden owners can count on some privacy because people don't find out the garden locations until they buy the tickets.
Garden owners are kind of funny. They want
are.
everybody to appreciate it, but they really want to be private. They don't want a lot of nosy Nellies coming by.
Good
Well,
point.
yeah, what
So
you
how do you
don't want is you don't want your neighbor telling you, it's like, what I would do,
Okay.
start that routine.
Well, this is their chance to show it all off.
Yeah.
And people are going to be really surprised and really enjoy these
Now, do you
4
guys-
beautiful gardens.
Do you guys do gardens too?
Oh yes, I love to garden.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a small garden. I live in the Meridian Kessler neighborhood, so I don't have a huge garden, but I do have a little side garden patio, and I'm in Sullivan's probably every other
You
day
You
with
are.
my 2 grandkids,
That's right.
Finn and Ava.
You're not old enough to have grandkids,
But I think
that's really nice.
I think small
you know.
spaces can be really cool.
I use every space I have. I love dahlias. That's my favorite flower. So I
Now, do you
really-
dig up the bulbs? Bulbs?
I have in the past, and I haven't had much luck. So this year, last fall, I left them in the ground, and they're coming back up.
No way.
They are.
Now that really
The
breaks
winter that
his
we had,
heart
that is
because
gonna
he
ruin the
wants to sell
economy.
you new ones. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
So I covered them with mulch and leaves, and I'm surprised. We'll see how they do.
Yeah.
But
we had didn't we have a really cold winter?
in
It
late
was terrible.
January.
Yeah.
And then it got so wet, I would have to believe the bulbs might have rotted out. They were so wet.
Some of them did, but I do
it?
have
And maybe
5
it's just,
coming back.
Yeah, maybe it's because they really stayed cold too. That there wasn't the freezing.
Might be.
thaw.
All right, so you two
Yeah, let's
ladies
talk about
are the co-chairs.
Yes.
Correct. There's 4 of us.
Okay, there's 4. Do you get tattoos?
No, but we have a secret handshake.
You have a secret handshake.
I
There you
knew
go.
it.
All right, so if somebody has a special garden, is it too late for them to contact you to get on the group? How do you pick your gardens?
What are you talking about?
For the
Oh,
walk.
for this year?
Yeah.
Oh, they're picked.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we start that as soon as this walk is done. So the walk is June 4th, as you said,
Right.
but starting June 5th, we're working on the next year's
Yeah, you can't
event.
apply. You have to be selected.
Exactly.
That's right.
Well, how do they find out about you? They're not.
Everyone knows it's a garden club. What's the name of your club? Or is it just
It's the Indianapolis Garden Club.
.org.
the Indianapolis Garden Club?
And
.org, and you
it's
can
been
find
around
them on-
since 1930.
Wow.
Really?
And
That's when my
the-
mom was
So how
born.
did you two get involved in this?
We were asked to join the club, and
we did.
And I have friends that
Just like that.
that they knew I loved to garden, so, asked me to join.
Can anybody join, or do you have to get screened and you have to be approved?
And not approved, but
Well, we have bylaws that cap the number of members, and it's 75.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
that's part of it.
So there's a
if
waiting
someone-
list waiting for someone to either.
There kind of is.
Can be,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
So, you can go to the website and send us a query if you're interested. But,
Wow.
yeah.
I gotcha. And they are a powerful group. I will
they?
say that. Listen, look at some of the sponsors they have.
Well, look at these sponsors. The Monarch sponsors are Holman, Outdoor Environment Group, and Reserve Car Services. The Peony sponsors, B&B Group, Conceptual Kitchens, Sapient, Woodward Van Riper.
That's a lot. I
There's
mean,
some
it goes
big
on and
time.
on.
I know.
I am telling you.
It
Blossom,
is.
Petal.
So what does the money go for?
The money goes to support our charitable projects. So we've donated almost $1 million since the walk started 29 years ago.
Wow.
So those go to organizations that
Such as?
need. Most recently, we did Easter Seals Crossroads and
Okay.
contributed to a sensory garden they're building. We do a lot of work with Crown Hill Cemetery, Eskenazi, Random Acts of Flowers. They're all listed on our website, but those people apply for grants to us, and then we give them money, and that comes from the proceeds of the Garden Walk, which this year it's going to be in the Zionsville and Northwest Indianapolis area.
Oh, cool.
It's going to be a really different walk than we've had in the past. We were talking about small gardens, but these are going to be pretty extensive.
So do we drive to a location, view the garden, get back on our cars, drive to another location? Is that how it works, or is it all within the same neighborhood?
Good question. You do a little bit of both. So you'll drive to a location, and then there'll be shuttle buses, courtesy of Reserve Car Services.
Oh, there you go.
And that will take you to the next location and then back. And then you'll drive to a location and take another shuttle.
All right,
So
so-
it's kind of turnkey.
This is one day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., June 4th. But
Correct.
now I see Nature's Palette, Elegant Estate, Creekside Oasis, and Whispering Willows. What does that represent? Are those different locations?
They are. They're each one of the
Can't tell you,
gardens.
but you
They're
can't.
teasers.
You are in marketing. I can tell. These are really good names.
And if
Thank
I
you.
could say, one of them is nationally recognized on the Archives of America.
Oh.
So
But we're still secret. You ladies don't spill the...
See, I think
Well,
it's great.
once
That's
you
my
buy your
favorite part.
tickets, and you can get those online.
Oh, I see. Which is Indianapolis Garden Walk. Oh, no, sorry, IndianapolisGardenClub.org.
Correct.
Okay.
And you can also buy them at Charles Meyer. There is a QR code at the Yellow House here at
Okay.
Sullivan's, and you can also still buy them the old-fashioned way. You can send
the
a check
door.
in.
Oh,
The
Oh, no,
day
it sells
of,
out, doesn't it?
it doesn't sell out, but we try not to do. We're trying to get into the new world and do everything digitally. So you can scan it off the QR code the day of.
Okay.
But it goes from $40 to $45.
Well, then people should buy day up because it's an extra $5 for the charity.
Pat,
No, that's-
remarkable.
That's how we say, that's how we do it.
Thank
and
you.
I agree with him that if we're trying to help the charity, let's help the charity.
Yeah.
Let's
Or I would, if you should buy more tickets than you need.
Or become a sponsor.
You could
There
be
you
in
go.
You could
Become
be
a
in
sponsor.
retail.
Yeah.
All right, so the Garden Walk sponsors, Monarch sponsors, Peony sponsors. Look how you guys do this.
Yeah.
Petal sponsors, stem sponsors, leaf sponsors. If people want to support as a business, let's
Yes.
say that Smith Advisory Group wants to support the garden work, how do we participate?
Go to the website.
Go to the website.
Send
I've
a
heard this
query,
before.
and then one of the members will contact you.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
So, Carolyn, so it's you said Zionsville area.
yes,
So Zionsville, don't they have something about like lot size? I mean, the lots are bigger than, right?
well, the gardens in the Zionsville area are bigger gardens. They're not in the town of Zionsville.
Do you know,
Right.
do you know why? Because they have horse manure. There's lots of horses in Zionsville.
Well, and there is one estate that has
Clue.
longhorn
Estate.
cattle. So
I know where
it's
this
a little
is.
bit, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's
you're giving hints here.
in the Traders Point area.
Yeah.
Zionsville.
Yeah, that would be really interesting because there's some pretty extensive
Yes. They're
properties.
beautiful. Yeah. We're going a little bit bigger this year.
Okay.
So it'll have a different feel.
now
but
normally-
it's
Have a
exciting.
smile. You're getting giddy about this. I like this,
they're,
Carolyn.
They're beautiful gardens.
Yeah. Well, that's
So,
good.
Carolyn, is it normally in Meridian Kessler and
It has
Meridian
been.
Hills?
Meridian Hills, Williams Creek.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever gone north.
West?
This far north. This may
Not
be
to
a
my
first.
knowledge. Yeah.
Oh, there you
Well,
go.
last year we've been near Cold Springs,
Okay.
Marion University,
Yep.
over by
Over
Newfields.
by old
Yeah.
WIRE. That's
Yes,
where their
yeah.
that's where their
So,
broadcast place was.
And it's exciting each year, to pick the gardens, and it takes a lot of work to get them ready. The homeowners are so gracious they do all the work. We ask them to do this, and they get their gardens ready. So
do you have a committee, like a technical committee on plants and stuff that you go out and actually suggest things?
Are you
or-
wanting a job?
Well,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just
we don't, but we do have our garden captains. So each garden has a garden captain, and they work with the homeowner, and the homeowner identifies or tells them different trees, flowers in their garden. So
Okay.
we
But they
have all
don't go.
that.
You don't go and say, marigolds. Are you serious?
No,
You can't. We've never had marigolds on this garden tour.
Yeah.
And we're not going to start now.
Yes.
Get them up.
We never do that.
You never do that. I want to go
And-
back to your membership. Are there gentlemen in your garden club?
we have, I think, 2 or 3 honorary ones. Yeah,
I think that would be tokenism.
Yeah.
Yeah, token men. Pat, you could be a token garden club.
Well, they bring something of value, of course,
Yeah.
to the organization.
I actually got turned down.
I wonder
I think
why.
you should be. You should be. My father shopped at your first hardware store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, across the street. Yeah. I grew up a mile from here, kind of
I
where
know
you
you
grew
did.
up. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we
Well,
love
Lynn and
going to
Carolyn,
Selden's
thank you very
Hardware.
much for stopping by. This was nice of you to share. We'll try to remember that it's June 4th.
Yeah. Will you text me
Yes.
to remind me so we can?
Well, he will ignore your
course.
text. Send me a.
no, I won't.
just-
Not if it's Carolyn.
Yeah,
I ignore your text.
Well, you ignore Allison's too.
No. I answer everybody. Just
Denny at WIBC.com. Real simple. Denny at WIBC.com. Keep me posted, and I
I'll
will.
remember that.
144 members, 75 active. That's what it is, and it's a great Mother's Day gift. See, you could give it for Mother's
That
Day.
actually is a really good idea.
When that, you don't have the gifts.
Tickets.
Flowers from Sullivan's and tickets to the Indianapolis Garden Walk.
Sure beats gutter helmet.
She's like in advertising.
I know she is really good at this.
She's good at
If we'd
that.
had her at WIBC, we could have ruled the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you
thanks
so
very
much.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate
No,
Sullivan's.
we'll be glad to continue
Thank
to
you.
promote it for the good cause. We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
Close your eyes, tell me what are you dreaming? Everything I wanna know it all.
Hey, good morning. Welcome. Pat Sullivan here along with Denny Smith. Terry Stacy is here in fabulous 500 glasses.
There's a race today.
There is.
Ooh, there's a race today.
People are excited. Beautiful day for it.
Starts at 4 o'clock
4
today.
o'clock. Beautiful day for racing. Went out there yesterday for a little while, and people were there. People just could not wait.
It's such a beautiful day. Allison Lemons is here as well. Stu is our field engineer. He's not really paying any attention.
Don't forget Kendall and Kevin.
Kendall and Kevin.
The K&K
And then Ethan
Mafia.
is back in our studio all by himself. We're all getting brunch.
We are.
Did everybody get brunch?
Yep, we're
Okay,
just waiting.
great.
It's
We're
cooking
getting
now.
brunch, and Ethan is getting
disciplined because he's not been showering and nobody wants to work with him.
Poor Ethan.
No.
What you got there? Guys.
So I grabbed this because this is a caladium.
A caladium?
Caladium, yeah, which is normally it's just for the shade.
Ooh, I look for shade.
These new varieties, they will actually take more sun. But this one attracted
They're
me because
giant.
it's like
They're as big as your
coppery.
hand and coppery, and they look like
Doesn't
a
it look
heart
like-
or a butterfly leaf.
And then you can, like the light
looks like
goes
little
through
hearts.
the speckles.
I think they look like
that is
little
pretty.
little
Yeah.
elephant things. They
That's
look like
beautiful.
that.
You know, if the tag didn't fall out of this, I would have told you the variety. I will. I'll walk back over.
Okay.
In the meantime, you can see it on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, go
there it
to
is.
I thought
search
you knew them
WIBC
all. Okay.
and Pat's showing
What
it to
does
the
that
camera.
say?
It is
That's
really
just
pretty.
Yeah, it is. Isn't that cool?
I love that plant.
And then Proven Winner is they're kind of the leading and trying to cut down on plastics and stuff. And this pot that they have and all of their this is called a quart size, and all of their smaller ones, which is where all the volume is, are now in completely.
They're tearaway bottoms. It's really neat how you can tear those bottoms away.
And then you tear them away, and then what?
Well,
And then you just
they
put the whole
literally-
thing in
They're
the.
made of plant material.
So you stick the whole pot after you take
Yeah.
the bottom off. You
Yeah,
put the
so
whole
you-
plant
so you
into the
rip-
ground.
So you rip the bottom off. I'm doing this for the YouTube people. Hi, everyone.
All this for $10.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
He really means that.
I do mean that.
And then if your roots are root bound, you can just go ahead and scissor them. Take a pair of scissors and
that?
trim off those.
But they said within a year, it
Oh.
completely composts itself.
It's like an egg carton.
Yeah, yes. That's what that reminds me of. Yes.
That's like an egg carton that
And
breaks
Terry,
away.
The really nice thing about this is it promotes the roots to go down instead of out when you're putting them in, which is what you want. You want your roots to go down instead
But
of
you also
out.
want them to go out. So I
A little
will
bit,
say
but that will break out.
They also have been saying to break it on the sides too and kind
Really?
of open it up.
You might as well take it out of the pot.
Because
I was going to say maybe you should just take it out of the pot.
No, but
Maybe.
But the
But
whole
you know
idea
what?
is that it
But, Jenny,
composts.
to your point, it will, even if you throw it in the trash, it's going to compost itself in a landfill, right? The thing though to think about, if you're from Indy, most of our trash goes to the incinerator.
Yeah.
So then you just be burning it up.
Yeah.
So it would be better. Someone told me that what they do is they take the pot and you break them up and you just mix them in the soil.
Well, it does feel like a really tough eggshell.
But yeah, it's made from
Or an egg
from
carton.
plant material.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Terry,
Okay, I love it.
if you had some syrup,
Made
it's
from
probably
plants.
edible. It's probably edible.
It's probably edible?
So with your pancakes,
Well, then I'll just go ahead and I'll just crunch a little bit of that up. So you take the price tag off. That's not biodegradable.
You know what? I'm pretty sure it is, but
Is it?
well, why not? It's just paper, isn't it?
it's retail.
What made you bring that
Everything's
out?
biodegradable.
You just wanted to show the cart. I mean, is there something special, extra special about this one, or
Proven winners in plants
I think
like
just
this.
to let people know that the companies and greenhouses are trying to do different things for the environment.
You know what I like
I mean,
about
we
it,
are in the
Terry?
plant
This is
business.
more of a southern district type of plant, but they can go farther north, and as long as we keep them warm. But I love this because it's a great shade plant for you to put out. And look at those! Look at the lusciousness of that red. It's not green.
Oh,
I
it's
mean, we
really
get
pretty.
this beautiful red.
Is it?
Oh, did you say JMV is on the line, or are you just showing me a picture?
Show me a
of him?
picture of him that I saw yesterday.
That's a picture of him from what?
From when he was a kid. When he's a weatherman.
He looks like he's 40 in that picture.
Isn't that funny?
That's about as close to a weatherman as a turd is to a
He was
Tootsie
a
Roll.
hefty little dude, wasn't he?
Golly. Is that JMV
Anyway,
really?
I think
Well,
he
hope
looks like
he's
an
listening.
athlete. Okay, so
Okay.
anyway, so this particular plant, that grows every year, right?
No.
No, you have to take it out. It dies every year?
You can, it's like a dahlia. You can pull the bulbs up, and then you could kind of just put them in a little bit of peat moss, and then put them in the garage.
Okay, that's too much work.
I think so too. I would help the retail industry.
That's a lot of work.
Throwing them away.
I mean, look at this plant, Terry, for approximately $10-11. And if you wait for the sales, the Mother's Day sales and stuff like that, it's not an expensive plant, but I like it because it gives you more color than green. Or a pale green.
I do too, and I need a little something, a little splash of something in the green.
In your backyard where you have all the shade anyway, that's a perfect plant for you.
But caladiums, the amount of new caladiums over the last 7 years. It used to be there was like a green one.
Red.
So it was green with red, green with pink, and then green with white. That was your selection.
Do they have that in artificial?
No.
Mel McMahon sent me something, and this is really funny. She's, as we remember Moms and Mother's Day, she says, my mom had fake flowers, because we were talking about that earlier, that they're popping up on my social media. Her mom had fake flowers and would spray them with Pledge to make them shiny and look real.
Oh, my gosh, my grandma would do that, too.
Who says these ladies weren't creative?
Really. That's brilliant.
That's funny.
The worst part about those type of plants is if you have to dust them, if they're plastic.
Yeah. That is true. I never thought about that part, Denny, but maybe so.
Would you rather dust or water?
Well, I guess I just spray them with the hose. Oh,
Allison made a point. You're going to have to, do you get a little Swiffer? Do you want the flat Swiffer or do you want the
Can we agree that the artificial flowers that are left outside well past the freeze-free date?
Well, you'd have to fix it.
Well, not everyone does that.
I mean, you'd have
and
to
maybe
kind of make
maybe that ruins it for everyone else. But
there is the occasional house where it's the middle of January and there's
beautiful
geraniums. They're thriving. They're beautiful. They bring us a little pop of color in the cold winter. Okay,
I would rather
I'm taking
leave
that
up
off
my Christmas
list.
lights.
I know. I'm taking it off my list. But they sure make some beautiful ones, at least on the internet.
The Chinese are amazing.
I will say, usually when you order them on the internet and when they come in real life, it's a little disappointing.
Not as good. Not as good. All right, 239-9393. Joining us on the program is
Terry
from the Michaelis Corporation. It's
Michaela.
Michaela from Michaelis.
Michaela from Michaelis.
Michaela.
Good morning.
Hey, Michaela.
I forgot my
job.
job.
How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing great.
Well.
It's a gorgeous day. We're sitting out back. We're among the flowers, and we're watching the shoppers pay off my credit line.
There we go. Do you guys want to hear a funny story?
Sure.
Funny story. So years ago, I do not have a green thumb. That's my husband. We were dating, getting to know one another, and it was like January, February, cold, brittle months. And I went, wow, their flowers are beautiful. And my husband looked at me and went, those are fake, Michaela. Those are plastic.
Oh,
wow.
They totally
But they were
told
still
me-
beautiful.
I was like, how do they have beautiful roses in January? So that's when I learned, like, he's the green thumb of the relationship. I'll take the indoor plants. He can have the outdoor ones.
Michaela, you don't get out much, do you?
She just doesn't have a green thumb.
I like to stay inside. There's no bugs. There's nothing that can get me inside.
If you go inside, the people that are you got your back, your front, and all your sides is Michaelis. They can take care of your house no matter where you are.
They take care. That should be the new slogan. Michaelis, we take care of all sides.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's
Talk
good.
to Richard
I
about
like
it.
that.
That sticks. Well, when I am inside, one of the things that I'm looking out for in my house is when I'm in the basement, I'm looking for signs of any possible water intrusion. That way I know who to call if I see any type of mold growth. A lot of times there's signs indicating water seepage, like your cracked walls, maybe even puddles of water on your floor. That could indicate a sign that there's some type of water getting in and that you need to call Michaelis, have us out for a free inspection, take a look, see what's going on, and provide you with a free estimate recommendations to get that basement waterproof. That way you can enjoy the inside just like I do.
Wow, Michaela, you are a fun date. So, so when you're wandering around, you're wondering about the mold, not like your husband sitting there kind of in that tight shirt that he wears.
Oh, wow.
No, you're wondering about, Man, I wonder if
His
there's any
safety.
water intrusion
Yeah,
here.
I wonder, my mind's elsewhere. I'm focusing on the ground, the walls, the ceiling. Like, what could be going on with the house? I'm trying to
And
be
the fake
proactive.
flowers.
And the fake flowers,
And
right?
the fake flowers. I mean, shout out to that house. They really fooled me. They got me. Here we
they
are
rock
10
it.
years later.
Well, congratulations on that.
Aw.
So, all right, Michaela, thanks for spending a little time with us. I hope you have a great weekend. The weather looks absolutely fabulous. But if you find yourself in need, Michaelis is always there for you 24/7, 365. The number 844-FIX-INDY. That's 844-FIX-INDY. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
nice for your mom, do something nice for yourself. Sully's Grill here and Maggie's Grill up at Allisonville Road. Talk about special sandwich. Is this
So
a great
good.
breakfast? Or
Every time.
what?
Thank you, Pat. Really
You're
good
welcome,
breakfast.
Tara. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Love it. Love it. Pre-Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Got a fern. Bought one of those. But I'm looking for more. I always forget David's birthday is tomorrow, too. Is there anything here
that's
you have
rough.
for David? Do you have anything golf?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Have you seen the plastic golf clubs? They have plastic golf clubs.
Oh, no, I don't know
you
about
can get
that.
those, too.
You mean for the children?
No, for David.
Up in a toy? Are they
Yeah, but
toy
he doesn't have
clubs?
to clean them because they're plastic, you know?
I will tell
He
you,
doesn't
we
have
got
to
a
water them.
we got a. Oh, I guess it'd be like a little not a charcoal grill, but it's like a grill, like a what would that be? Like a cast iron,
A hibachi.
flat top, so you can make smash burgers.
Flat top, yep.
And it needs to be seasoned and all the things that you do to it. And
Probably a Blackstone.
it is a Blackstone, I think.
Yeah.
Very nice. And so yesterday I got home and he had the day off and he had been seasoning the grill all day, loving on it, like this is his new toy, his new baby, putting the stand on. And then last night we had him, and there really isn't anything better than a smash burger.
I know.
I mean, there just isn't. I mean, there just is nothing better. It's
it's really good on a smash burger. Pat, in the sauces area, they have these St. Elmo's. I think it's got horseradish Dijon.
Yeah.
On a smash burger, there's nothing
so
better.
good.
Like
I
on a
love their
slider.
seasonings. I do love their seasonings
so
too. But anyway, it just really, it's funny how it is kind of a guy thing, I think.
Oh, those
The
flat tops.
the whole grill thing.
Yeah,
it's just
it's like-
that's their area.
Yeah, especially those flat tops. They feel like they're working in a restaurant. And
Right, the
other thing,
sound of
too,
it,
is
the
I think
sound and the.
Is it easier to clean, like when you
I don't
do
think it
eggs and
was.
breakfast and all that stuff?
Cast
I don't
iron-
think it is.
Cast iron frying pans, they're very
Yeah,
easy to clean.
I just think there was a lot of work afterwards.
If
there
they're
was
seasoned-
splatters on the deck. There was after I went out, there was
That might be a David
paper
problem.
towels of everything, And
But with that new
I'm like,
deck
oh, boy,
coating you
this is-
have, it's just hosing
it
it
will
off.
be hosing it down. But I mean, it just was. It seemed like a messy situation that he
we
left
sell a
it.
ton. We have the Weber brand and then the Traeger, and everybody's making them.
No, it is.
And
it's
now,
funny.
actually, Weber and Blackstone are kind of merged. And man, did they do something dirty to us?
What do you mean?
Well, they're kind of when Ace has been Ace Hardware, which now I can refer to as the evil empire. What they're trying to do is push out other independents and to get at these exclusive deals.
And
so
they're
it's
doing
kind of
a really good job.
So we have been a Weber dealer since the 1980s, and we're told now it's like nope. So I think if we want to buy them, we have to buy them maybe through an Ace distributor or something.
What?
But like no longer. So all these independent hardwares, because Do It Best does a lot of business in small towns where the Do It Best store, or remember we own True Value too. So True Value in these small towns, well then they can no longer have the access to those. So it kind of like seems very.
It's
just Ace using their power, and it's just it's disappointing. It's very.
That is
It's
disappointing.
just dirty.
If you forget who brought you to the dance and you go someplace else, it's going to come back to haunt them, Pat.
Yeah.
But you got to remember who.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Ace putting the screws to them or if it's Weber. I don't know.
Well, the
But it
negotiation.
just seems really dirty.
Well, okay, Ace is looking out for Ace, but Weber made the decision. There's no question.
Yeah, they've had some financial problems too.
Is that American company?
It was.
Yeah, it is American company made in China.
That.
American made in China. You think grills are going to go up this summer?
Yeah, they already have. Now, most places, I would say, it's kind of cool because everyone's telling Weber, like Weber put out a new what's called minimum advertised price that any store could advertise, and pretty much everyone is telling them to shove it and not because they raised it, and everybody has their inventory in, and they go, we're not raising it. So it doesn't matter whether it's Home Depot, Lowe's, Sullivan Hardware, at the Ace stores. Everyone's pretty much staying.
Yeah, you don't see plumbers doing that. See, American Standard, Kohler, Elger, all of the LK, they don't do that to plumbers. If you buy it, they make their money. The plumber should set his own price, whatever markup he wants.
The thing about MAP pricing, what's called minimum advertised price, in a store can sell it for whatever they want, but it's what you can advertise it for. And what it does, it keeps for somebody like Weber, it keeps dealers from eating each other because it's a race to the bottom, and then all of a sudden everyone's dissatisfied and doesn't want to stock Weber Grill anymore. You can't make money on them, all that routine. So that's kind of what minimum advertised pricing is about. So because retailers will just kill each other. So that's kind of what we do.
Law of the water.
But who's Steve? We have a phone call?
Well, I just remembered I was manning the phones over here, and I see that Steven is on the phone.
That's good, because I was kind of running out of stuff.
You were really cute
though.
working on that board.
About how
good.
much I hate. I can't
know.
decide whether I hate. So,
But it is interesting though, because like
I think it is too.
I wouldn't know that.
yeah.
No, we wouldn't know that.
So we have a grill line called Napoleon that we do really well with, and that's made and assembled in Canada.
Okay.
Our friends, do we still like Canada? We do.
I do personally.
Yeah. So we do very well with those. So we probably will be pushing more of those.
What's really neat about those is all the knobs are backlit in blue. Oh, they are so cool.
You can make it like it's. You can make it. They'll say Napoleon on the ground. In
That's
lights.
futuristic.
Yeah.
How much you charge you extra for that?
It doesn't matter. You got to have it.
That's the difference between a man and a woman right there.
Wonder if they could do it so you could actually put your recipe in, and the recipe is scrolling across the floor.
That would be pretty amazing.
Cool. That'd be kind of cool.
It would be amazing.
Yeah. All right, I tell you what, we better hold on Steve.
Okay, hang on, Steve.
Steve, you hang on. We'll get to you right when we come back. We're at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, 71st and Keystone. We're celebrating Mother's Day. I'm kind of surprised there haven't been more people. The other day, everyone would cut through here, and I thought this would be a great place to see all the kids, but they're diverting. They're going straight.
Mm-hmm. You're pretty intimidating when you've got a headset on, Pat.
Why don't I mean?
Maybe they're afraid you guys are going to talk to them.
Last weekend, where we are sitting, you know what? We should have Eddie on the air. That kid is hilarious.
Look at Eddie. Is Eddie an employee?
Yeah, he's brand new. He's coming over.
Look who's coming over.
Coming over. All right, we're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
Kendall and Casey.
You just heard him mention dignity.
Simple dignity. Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity.
Dignity.
Eddie is new to our staff here at our Sullivan Hardware and Garden location at 71st and Keystone. Eddie, how old are you?
I'm 15.
15 years old. Where did you go to school?
Bishop Chatard.
Chatard. And where'd you go to grade school?
St. Simon.
St. Simon. What do you think about the new pope?
Honestly, I was not expecting us to get an American pope, but...
Were you expecting another Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like him, though, because he's a Sox fan, and I also am a White Sox fan.
Okay.
So,
something in common.
Southside.
Southside?
Southside Chicago.
So what do you think about Holy Communion starting to taste like deep dish Chicago pizza?
Honestly,
Are you okay with
I will
that?
take it, yeah.
You okay with that? All right.
Good choice, Eddie.
The old communion was pretty tasteless, so...
All right, so you're in
That's the
carryout.
body of Christ, young man.
Hey. Cut him some slack. You're in
No, I'm trying to
carryout.
keep him out of
What
trouble.
are your duties here? What do you do?
So whenever I see a customer who needs to have like mulch
assistance.
plugged into their car, yeah, or they have some bigger plants that they got to move, or like a statue, or if I ever get called on the radio, like, hey, we got to carry out, we got customer needing 2 cubic foot of Miracle Grow.
Wow.
I'll say,
But you know what?
radio in.
But the important thing is to anticipate their needs,
Mm-hmm.
right? When they're struggling with a cart, you don't need a radio call. You just go up and take care of them.
Yep.
When they're bringing that cart back, you go greet them halfway and take that cart back.
So
Right, Eddie?
Yep.
So do you have a handle on the radio? Do you say, this is Eddie? Or do you say, this is E.T.? How do they know it's you?
I'd say like, this is Eddie T.
Eddie T.
Reporting
Eddie
from
T.
so-and-so.
Yeah.
How'd you get a job here? To be
So-
truthful, is this all kind of hush hush secret how you got the job?
No, so Kevin Troy, he works here. He is he refs most of my high school wrestling matches.
Oh,
So I've known him for a while.
He's a horrible ref, by the way.
No, he's not.
I mean, he makes pretty biased calls
Yo,
for my team, so I'll take it. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Troy-
Did you know that?
Wait.
He's in the Hall of Fame of Indiana
Troy is
wrestling.
a cathedral guy through and through.
I mean,
I'm kidding. I
Yeah.
love
but
Kevin.
he's how you got the job.
so him, and then my wrestling coach, Nate Spangle. Shout out Coach Spangle if you're listening.
Remember the Nate is the what's the name of his website?
Get Indiana.
Oh, Nate Spangle, of course.
Yeah.
He's been on the air with me. I love him. He's great.
his wrestling coach.
That's your wrestling coach.
Yep, Coach Spangle, great guy.
Okay,
So
good,
he
okay.
knew Andrew. I was like, Coach Spangle, I'm looking maybe looking into getting a job at Sullivan's. He's like, say less, and he goes immediately texts Andrew. He's like, hey, I got a wrestler
Andrew
here.
is my son.
Yeah.
Yep, Andrew Sullivan, great dude. He's like, hey, I got a wrestler here, and Andrew's like, all right, we'll bring him in. We'll get him prepared. We'll interview him, and then, yeah, they got me set up with Mrs. Betts. She's awesome, and just interviewed.
Here,
got a
here you
job.
are.
Yep.
You got the shirt. You're ready to go.
So what weight class are you wrestling?
So last year I was a 106 pounder.
Right?
Right now I'm probably like 120, but next year I'll probably go 106 again.
Yeah, you got to thin it down. You know, I was a
What?
98. I was a
He's
peewee.
a tiny kid. You can't. Don't tell him to lose
No,
weight.
I'm telling you, we always want to lose weight because we want to wrestle somebody smaller, right? We don't
Yeah.
want to wrestle the big kids. Yeah, you can do it, buddy.
We have another minute. We're okay. All right. So what's the best part about the job so far?
Honestly, the staff here is amazing. Everybody's just so nice. Honestly, and they make me feel like I've been working here for like 5 years.
Okay, read the last line.
That's pretty
Little
good.
joke.
That's really
That's pretty
good.
good. Have you
Little
learned a
joke.
lot? I mean, look, do you know about flowers and stuff?
I know a lot about flowers now.
You love it?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite? What's a great flower for Mother's Day?
A great flower for Mother's Day. I gotta say the assorted hanging plants for the coconut.
The cocoa
coconut
liner,
basket.
yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
the cocoa liner.
Yep.
From Schlegel.
From Schlegel, yeah.
Yeah. Who's your boy? All right.
So those ones are really nice for Mother's Day. Honestly, anything that you think your mom would like, you gotta go with your gut feeling there.
Did you get Mama something?
I did get Mama something.
There you go. Eddie T, you're the best.
Thanks, Eddie.
That's
come back
cool.
here.
Guys.
Yay,
Eddie's been
Eddie
entertaining
T.
us. Eddie. All right.
Employee of the year.
That's going to wrap it up for hour number 2.
We done? Let's go.
Well, yeah, we still got
5 seconds.
5 seconds. Is that what it is? Hour number 3 coming up. 93 WIBC.
with us today, but boy, oh boy, Sullivan's is the place to be. Terry, look at this gorgeous. The sun's out, the flowers are. It's just gorgeous.
I know, it's a great setting.
It's
Perfect. It's going to continue on through Mother's Day, too. We still have a beautiful Mother's Day, whatever you got planned.
If you want to reach out to us, it's 317-239-9393. And Ethan's going to bring, we got a baby.
We do have a baby.
A red-haired baby.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Ethan's going to bring up Steve for us.
No. Steve left us.
I'm
sorry, Steve.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry you didn't make it in. I apologize. But Angelo's there.
Angelo? All right. He's the poorest conservative in Hamilton County. That's right. Hey, Angelo, how are you?
I am great, but that's actually Carmel. Hamilton County, there's several people poorer
that's
than me.
right. Home place got annexed by Carmel. So are you okay with that?
Sure. As long as they fix our potholes.
I'd like to get annexed by Carmel. That's why they say, where's your store? I say, SoCar. South Carmel.
Oh, would you?
South Carmel.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, what do you got for us here, Angelo?
Well, two things. The reason I called is I'm getting ready to tear up some dirt to plant some grass seed. And I was looking to see whether some local stores would have garden weevils.
Oh.
Pat Sullivan's
We ever
garage.
have
It
the
was
garden weasel.
It was a former Mother's Day gift from Pat to Beth.
No, that was the claw. I never. Now, I do think the garden weasel would make a nice gift.
Yeah. All right. So when you're preparing the soil, we just want to get all the boogers out of it, whether it's green or whether it's old mulch or whatever. You can do that with a spade. You can do that with a fork. You don't really need a garden weasel, buddy.
Yeah, I thought it'd be easier to use because I'm getting kind of old. And when I tried to plant a tree 2 years ago, I fell and broke my hip. So don't want to do that again.
No,
But,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, do you have garden weasels?
Oh, yeah. The garden weasel makes a great gift for Mom.
No, it's for Angelo. Are you calling Angelo a mother?
But we're speaking to more people than Angelo.
Oh, okay.
Right? I mean, there's a lot of people listening, and they may be struggling to think about a gift for Mom, and I would think that a garden weasel would be an excellent gift. The garden weasel people make a whole line. They make the weed popper. They also make a claw. They make
What about the nut sucker?
They make a nut wizard.
Nut wizard.
Yep. So they're actually, you know what? We now sell more garden weasels in a year than way back in the day when they came out.
Well, they must work.
They
They
do
must be
work.
really a good thing to have.
They do.
All right, Angelo. It's just straight down 31. Get off on Keystone. You know where 71st and Keystone is.
Oh, yeah. Been there many times. The yellow house is really nice. Got one more thing, and that is I've got one child support payment left for the month of June, and I am 74.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Wow. Well,
How many kids did you have, Angelo?
I had 3 boys. They all have birthdays in June. They will be 44, 41, and 19.
Well, there's a surprise.
No, that was a second wife.
Oh, well, all good things come to an end.
Okay, look at the time.
Yeah,
we don't know really where to go with that, Angelo.
We're here talking about Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Wear your
And
seatbelt,
not
Angelo.
really talking about child support
Oh,
payments.
you did it. So grateful for that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Grateful for his support. So, hey, thanks for the call.
Have a good
There you
All
go.
right.
There.
So who do you have on your lap here, buddy?
This is Patrick.
Patrick. Are you going to call him Patty?
Patty. This
Hi,
is
buddy.
Patty.
He's giving me the stare, man.
Just like all of my grandchildren, when I put him on my lap, when I have a headset on, he's kind of freaked out. He doesn't like that.
It looks like an extra tongue.
He had the most, truly, the most angry baby face you've ever seen when he was watching Denny talk. When Denny was talking, the most angry baby face.
He's scared of the headset.
He is so Irish. Look at this. He has a little shamrock on this beautiful
is he wearing a
knitted
shamrock sweater?
Yep. He's got his red hair.
Just
Arden,
beautiful.
did you knit this?
He is the most content. I don't know that I've ever heard him cry.
Oh, really?
No.
What a happy baby.
He's
Now
very
you've just
happy, except
jinxed
right
it.
now he doesn't understand why his grandpa is wearing a headset.
No. That's
trying to get
really
away.
interesting. What a happy little
That's
baby
as bad
bow.
as
Oh,
Irish as
beautiful
Irish
child.
can be, but
Yeah.
Now you can take that direct flight to Ireland. Take them now.
You know
Hey,
what? We
I had a
just-
friend
we
take
just
a
booked
direct-
one.
A lot of people did last week.
I had people leave on Friday morning
Yep.
that are friends of ours that
They
had
couldn't wait.
Yeah.
That direct flight. I said, well, how long is a direct flight? They said it's about
7
10
hours.
It was,
Oh, not
was
10,
it
7.
10? 8, maybe it was. I heard 8.
Okay. By the time they load you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
The nice thing is it leaves in the evening, so you can sleep through,
Yeah,
and then
perfect.
you're ready to go when you get there.
All right, I'm going to give Patty back because he really is not being himself.
We've got Fletcher on the phone, too. Fletcher has
Okay.
a compliment.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Would
Hi,
you like
Patty.
to talk to Fletcher right
Hi,
now?
Patty. Yes, we do want to talk to Fletcher.
Let me touch it.
What's wrong?
It's ready.
No,
Fletcher's ready.
Yeah, nothing's wrong. So believe it or not, I've got a compliment for Pat, but I want to make sure that for the sake of his wardrobe, that it's not going to make his head grow.
Too late.
Okay.
Too late. Okay.
Well, Fletcher, customer of the day.
So I want to compliment Pat on his marketing chops. The Eddie T, he's exceptional. Like, was it your idea to bring him on and have him talk about
Yes,
Mother's Day
it was.
stuff? And
It was
that is
Pat. He's only known him for 3 days, and Pat said we got to interview this kid. And I said okay.
He is.
Man, that's
he
brilliant.
Is something, that's for sure. He is-
Yeah. So tell me, did he get a bonus for doing that for you, or was it in his contract? Or
Oh, daggone it, we're having that phone problems again.
Since you can't hear.
Fletcher?
It's the delay.
Fletcher?
no, that's proprietary
lost him.
information, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. No, of course he'll be taken care of, and of course he'll have all the rights to the broadcast. So
yeah,
after he signs
Yeah,
the contract.
that's a good resume builder for college.
Yeah, not
It's
bad.
it's almost community service for you, Pat. Giving the youngsters so much more experience and radio time and whatnot.
What's nice about young, smaller kids like this is what they lack in size and stature, they make up for with personality and determination. This kid's going to make it. No, I don't
I
care
think
what
he
he
is
does in
too.
life, he's going to make
But
it.
I will say, Pat Sullivan, for as long as I've known him, you have always brought young people in here. And and when they leave, they're different people in the sense that they are now better communicators. They are, I think they're a little more confident, and they go away loving this place like it was a great home for them.
The world that they're growing up in. Think about what they're growing up in.
I know it.
They don't have to speak to another person. They can order food. Everything is
Exactly
done
right.
online.
Yeah.
Well, here because you know when I train them, this is what I always do, and I've said on the show, I always say, by a show of hands, who is planning on making Sullivan Hardware their career?
right. And you
then I
don't see
always
anybody.
And I always go, no one. And then I go in to tell them what they'll learn because I said, it doesn't matter whether you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever. If you can learn how to communicate with another human being, which seems to be a lost art.
It is.
It will get you ahead in life.
I think so too.
And that first job is so important.
It
I mean,
is.
I think we all learned a lot from our first jobs. Communication, how to work with other people.
Yeah.
And like you're talking about anticipating needs. I mean, customer service is so, throughout any job really.
Allison, tomorrow on the first day, one of the segments we're going to have is about what summertime jobs are out there right now, what you can apply
Perfect.
for. Plus, how much you can't believe how much kids can make in their first job.
Sign
I'm not
me
looking
up.
at you, Sal. I know it's really incredible. And Terry's got this segment, and we're gonna talk about it tomorrow.
So what's the starting rate? Would you say for a?
Well, it depends on if it's landscaping or if it's retail or if it's I would say the lowest I saw was $13. The highest I saw was getting near $20
For a high school
For a summer
kid?
job. Yep, for a summer job.
I haven't seen that. We keep them year round. So we start kids at $10.
And that's a difference.
Yeah.
And not only that, but that after you have them for a while and you see they can do it, then you take them, you give them a ladder.
Do you realize our minimum wage is still $7.25?
It sure is.
Yeah, that's what I made.
That's what you work at the state fair for.
That's even what I
That's
made
what I
as
do.
well.
That's my other gig. Is I work at out at the state fair, and it's just a little over $7 an hour.
But you get free
I love
parking.
It. But you know what? I love it. I do love being out there. So that's a great job for me.
I just assume like the market always sets the rate.
I would rather
not the government. I mean,
would
the minimum is there.
I would rather make less money and have fun than go for some of the slave labor jobs. Landscaping, you're moving mulch.
But but you know what? I will tell you, like our landscape crews, they do make more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends on your
It's a
position.
really hard job, and you have to have the right people, and you have to incentivize them to take the job.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do make. Our landscape guys are, I think, 20 or more.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I just really wanted to say what a great job you do with young people, and I know there's other business owners that do the same thing.
Thank you, Terry.
But it is often rare when I see all these years I've known you here. The kids are so happy in what they've learned. You know, they really have just they thrive here.
Well, it's cool.
And then the people retire. The people that retire also want to work at Sullivan Hardware because
true.
this is another great place to be.
And some of the retired people that work here they had champion careers.
They
I mean,
doctors
things that
and
they've
I
done.
mean, truly,
Oh, my
right?
God.
Haven't you had some former doctors that have worked here?
That drive the train. Yeah.
That drive the train, yeah.
Some of them, I don't know what they.
Well, you've offered a lot of people a job. If you
Well,
think
thank
about
you very
that,
much. Enough about
and
me.
these young people are so cool when they come in here. And
You're embarrassing.
You see what you did. Well, I never say anything nice about you.
Plus, we
so
don't
this
really
is
have
the first
jobs.
time.
No. That's my job.
I'm just
Hey,
waiting.
don't
for-
you take my job.
I'm waiting for the zinger at the end.
No, I'm not going to, because I think after we all met.
See, I mean, I would have gone like after that. I would have gone and I would have said, "So are all these kids legal? I mean, they can't be of age, right?" And then I know some of them even citizens of the country. It's like seems like this would be a place for an ice
I'll
raid
just
any
let
moment.
you do all of this, and I'm just going to stand back. You're doing
Yeah,
fine.
he seems to have them ready.
Just
239-9393. We're
Stop digging.
We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
Hammer
too. She's a good girl. She's crazy about Elvis, loves horses, and her boyfriend too.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. My name is Pat. It's my friend Denny.
Who said
really good friend?
Who said I was your friend?
Terry. And my best friend, Allison.
Oh, here we are.
A little bit behind the
Sullivan
scenes.
Hardware.
A little bit behind the scenes. We get told what our next spots are going to be in our ears. And so Allison was saying to Pat, Swainco. And Pat would say, Hope. And she would say, Swainco. And he'd say, Hope. He finally said, Swainco one more time. And of course, then the mics go hot and Pat goes, huh?
Well, I heard Ethan goes, hey, you're up for Swainco. It's like, on my brain, I got Hope. All
You
loaded.
did have hope multiple times.
But I was watching this go down
And
I'm
I
going,
had none.
What language are you listening in?
Okay, so now you're saying I can't hear or read lips.
Well, you're a little tired, and that's okay. That's
I am a little
we're
tired.
What'd you
giving
get,
a break.
4 hours
It's
sleep
busy.
last night?
I got 5, right at 5.
At 5?
I would say you're more busy now than you are even at Sullivan Express time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that tells you a lot.
Crazy.
Month of May is busy, busy.
And there's more sunlight. There's more daylight. That wears you out.
Last night, we all had flashlights out.
Did you
We
really?
were here till about midnight. Yeah, some of the garden
Get
center.
the headbands. Those are really good.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea. You know what? A lot of people have been asking, well, what happened to Sasha?
Yeah.
Crosstalk with Pat and
Her
Sasha.
community service was finished. She got her community service time in, and everything is okay now
Sasha's
with the city.
with us right now.
She is?
Yeah.
Hi, Sasha.
Hi.
And Sasha's hanging out here at Sullivan's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the garden center.
I am indeed.
So how's it going so far, you think?
It's going really well, and I'm not just saying that because you paid me to.
Yeah.
So
You're getting a suntan.
Oh yeah, no,
So you get lots of sun.
So I need to wear more sunscreen.
I do too.
Because like the back of my neck already is like approaching tanned leather, and it's not even summer.
The new stuff is mineral based. My brother-in-law is a dermatologist, and it's mineral based. But now they're putting colors in it, so it's like cool stuff. You can have yellows up here. You can have green on your neck, so you could look like a warrior if you really wanted to.
Why would you want that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
The
if
little
I'd-
kids love it. The little kids love
Oh,
the
I guess
color.
you're a little kid. I guess that's
yeah, I don't know if the customers would be
Yeah, I
super
agree.
You
appreciative.
look over
I
and
agree with
Sasha's in
that.
full-on war paint.
Right.
That's
I can
exactly-
find your flowers for you.
Right. Yeah, that may not entirely work, but I can try it.
So how are you feeling about being in the garden center? I mean, is it a little overwhelming with how much plant knowledge did you have? Any?
No. I'm the type who would like kill a cactus, so it's
one of those.
Yeah, pretty low. But I have told a lot of people in the garden center this. My jobs were mainly in like childcare and teaching before I worked for the radio station.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
And-
It's the same thing in that place.
I wasn't going to say that, but so I was on my feet a lot more before I had a desk job. So it's been really nice to like actually have a job where I can walk around again because
And be
I feel like that's
outside. Yeah.
that's something that I really missed.
Yeah. But do you feel like you're learning about plants? It's kind of
I do. I can sort of identify a couple of them now when I look at them, but I still don't totally trust myself.
But it's also pronouncing them. But you probably
that's
have
terrible.
an edge because of being a teacher and then doing the news and stuff like that. I'm a nightmare when it comes to pronouncing words.
Multiple times I'll say something and someone else will kind of like whisper.
Exactly.
the
So
right
with the garden
pronunciation.
have you hosed yourself? Have you gotten yourself soaked yet when you're watering plants?
I wasn't expecting that question.
I
but,
wasn't either. None of us were.
None of us were?
No.
But not yet. But I have said in the middle of summer when it gets really hot that will probably happen.
Yeah, by
So-
accident, of course.
Yeah,
Right, right.
watering. We're trying to automate more and more in the garden center with sprinklers and stuff. But
You still do the fertilization through the sprinkling system?
Yep.
Yeah.
But I will. I mean, there's still a big chunk that we have to hand water, and when we're busy like we are this weekend, it's really hard to get everything watered.
Yeah.
So it's the very last minute at night and stuff. So, well, that's good. So what else do you want to tell us about? How's it? Are you still doing the freelancing, the
I
writing
am,
thing?
yeah. So I write for CBR, what stands for Comic Book Resources. It's an online kind of movies and TV show website. So yeah, I'm still doing that. Actually, my most popular article that I wrote for them was about the best British detective shows to watch if you love Agatha Christie.
Oh,
So
really?
That was, yeah.
That's fun.
Do
Yeah.
tell. Who?
so-
I mean, what are some of the tops?
So obviously I put Sherlock on there because,
Sherlock's always going to be there. And then I put the Midsummer Murders because that's like kind of a long running.
Orient Express, did you do that?
No, so I only did TV shows.
Okay.
So yeah, I did Midsummer Murders, and then I did a couple that were like Endeavor and Grantchester, stuff like that PBS people would recognize.
That's crazy, though. I mean, how does freelancing like that work? Do they put stuff out for bid or something, or do they just assign you?
Yeah, so there's basically like a Google Doc that has many topics that have been proposed, and then it's up to the staff members to assign the topics to themselves from that list. But then if we look and we don't see anything on there that really speaks to us, we can also pitch our own topics, and then an editor will either approve or deny the pitches.
Is this a paid gig or is it a volunteer gig?
They pay per article, so it's not like it's not great, but it's fun to kind of.
But it's really more keeping your foot in the
exactly
in the biz a little bit.
Yeah, so it's definitely fun to get to, and especially like movies and TV. That's what I enjoy most.
And that bores the snot out of me. I keep good for you because you always knew what was hot as far as new movies, new television series and stuff. Good for you.
I just learned about saying "spill the tea."
Okay.
That was 2 weeks ago.
That's how up to date I am. Okay. That party was Off the Hook. Is that one still used? Off the Hook? No.
Not as much.
And now that one thing I know is going out because it's the Riz. Riz.
Pat, let me tell you, as soon as you hear it's already
it's
going out.
gone.
It's going out. That's right.
Yeah. What's the newest one we learned?
Look at Phelan. Phelan's shaking his head.
Clock. That's right. Clock.
Yeah, we had a sweet 8th grade girl on a couple weeks ago, and she was telling us the new lingo.
Oh,
Sweet
okay.
Matilda. It was Matilda. And
Clock was the new one.
Okay, so what does clock mean?
Clock. What do you remember what it means, Pat? Like you clocked it. Like they.
Cool. It's good.
I see you.
I see you.
Like I clocked that.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking actually, but then I was afraid that because like I feel like
our listeners are probably like dying.
I know.
They're just as confused as we are. That's why I appreciate it. But yeah, clock was a new one.
Yeah, working with the middle schoolers, I definitely miss that because they would say stuff constantly, and I had like an urban dictionary of my own creation that I was just like writing stuff down in.
You should start sharing that with new teachers. Maybe that could be a side hustle for you.
Right.
Have a blog where you just keep lingo up to date.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would actually be.
And the parents can start
if
using
somebody
it.
does that.
If they don't, they need to.
Yeah.
Like make videos about how to talk to your kids.
We could ruin their lingo so quickly.
So quickly.
Right. Yeah.
And their
I feel
fashion,
like it would,
I mean.
Yeah, it would really lose
like
an edge if your parents started using it against you. So.
I think remember when the Nike swoosh came out, and I think it had to be like 1980, maybe something like that, or I don't know. It's whenever it came out. So my dad, who was 80 years old, started wearing that hat when it was brand new. And I'm thinking, Dad, I'm pretty sure they would pay you to take that off because you are ruining the brand right now. Sasha, it's great. Thanks for stopping by and kind of catching everybody up on what you're doing.
Of course.
So what's the how to sell in the Garden Center today?
Today, I don't know, but I do know last week, or I guess earlier this week, a lot of people were asking about the elephant ears.
Oh, yeah. Finally got a bunch of them in.
Yeah, so a lot of people, and the black-eyed Susans have been.
Finally, dear Lord, the national crisis. The black-eyed Susan vine is an annual vine that kind of just goes crazy with little, yellow flowers with a black center. I guess I've seen them so many years that they don't do much for me, but people still love them. And they've come up with new colors, so that's cool.
All right, Sasha and Pat, we've got a listener question. Are blush tomato plants still the preferred plant, and where are they available?
I would not say blush is a well-known. I think we have some from Proven Winners, but I would say the one that people are asking the most about is still Cherokee Purple. Sun Grow,
which is a heritage type plant.
There's a little yellow one. Is it Sun Grow?
Are those the pair?
Sun something?
Sun Sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Sun Sugar, yeah.
Sun Sugar.
Yeah, I've had a few
been real
people ask
popular.
about Heirloom and the Better Boy. Those are two.
Better Boys are terrible.
That's what they've been asking.
I agree with Pat.
Everybody I know wants to grow the Better Boys? Are they just
Right,
easy
yeah.
to grow?
Oh, Better Boy. Did you say Better Boy?
I did.
I'm sorry. I was thinking, my brain was
Hope
saying
Plumbing?
Big Boy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Big Boy sucks.
I said the same thing. I thought you were talking Big Boy.
No,
Everybody used
Better
to
Boy.
brag about Big Boy, but I
think
didn't
she
like
said Big Boy.
I think she did too.
Yeah. We may have to play the tape back.
I mean, we can do an instant
So which
replay, but
one do you-
Allison heard me.
Which one
so-
do you like?
Better Boy does very well in our taste test. Big Boy sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
if you
deceiving.
want have you learned between determinants and indeterminants? If somebody wants a smaller one, you
that's
want to
a-
go with celebrity.
That's a master class.
Oh, it's a master class?
Oh,
All right.
okay. I didn't know
Yeah,
I was
tomato
ready for
plants
this.
are a vine, and they just keep growing. But
Yep.
some of them have been engineered to stay the
So
same
like
size.
a patio tomato, a celebrity tomato, an indie tomato, those all stay smaller. So if people are growing, because the problem with putting a tomato plant in a pot, and we got to go here, they get so tall. I mean, if you don't have them supported on the top, they just fall over.
Yep.
So those three: patio, celebrity, indie. 3 determinate tomatoes. We got to go. We're coming right back. 93 WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by B&W HVAC, Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard Air dealer.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons. We are here at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, my family's store here at 71st and Keystone for our big Mother's Day celebration. We've got you covered, whether it's Mother's Day brunch tomorrow. Allison, you don't know if how full they are tomorrow for brunch, do you?
I can look and see.
Okay, so you could have brunch here at Maggie's, or at Maggie's up at Allisonville, or Sully's here at Keystone. And
it is fabulous food. You don't think you're going to get good food at a hardware store, but this is amazing. Chef Rachel's is doing great.
Yeah, she really is very talented and puts together some pretty interesting menus. So, but you know what? The thing about Mother's Day, it's kind of, what does Mom really want? She just wants to spend a little time with you.
Yeah, it's true. She really does.
So I think even like coming to the store, with Mom,
oh yeah,
doing a
bring
little
her.
shopping.
That's fun.
It's amazing how many people will they stop at Sully's and they grab a beer, wine, or a soft drink or something like that, and they just kind of wander around.
Just nice. It's kind of just a peaceful kind of a place. It's therapy.
Yeah, and I find people are different too. There's some people that are just soaking it in, just like it's like this is the experience to look over all the different plants and pick what they want. And there's some people with a list and the type A, and they are getting. I'm here early because I don't want to be in a crowd, and they throw the stuff on their cart and the ferns and all that stuff, and away they go. It's really.
I saw you this morning with 3 ferns on a cart. And somebody behind you just being a nice little gentleman to help this lady with her ferns.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw coming from break. I saw a lady, and I guess it was her son's, shoving not just a cart, but it was a full rack of flowers.
Oh,
and I was like, "That's how you do it."
Oh my!
So I believe that's what they did for their Mother's Day. But it's great. Let Mom pick her own flowers out.
Yeah.
It's
just the
What
experience.
did your mom like, Pat?
You know what?
Was she a flower? I mean, obviously she was in this business. Did she love flowers?
Yes, she did. But I would say as a child, the flower that I remember is portulaca, moss rose.
Portulaca?
It
sounds like a pork chop.
What is that?
You put a little seasoning on it, and you have that portulaca stew.
It's like
an Italian dish.
It's a spiny little ground cover, and my mom liked
And it was
those.
very popular in the 60s, I would say, in the 70s. Well, it has had a resurgence. And
I'd like to see what it looks like.
Popular right now. Matter of fact, I don't even think we could get any this week. I mean, they ran out.
Could you spell it for me, sir?
Yeah, Denny will. Port, P-O-R-T.
Ch.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. Okay. It probably come right up. It hears us.
Oh, I don't.
Now, but then there's also, So,
is it flowering?
So
it's moss rose.
Portulaca. This is more the common one right here. I'm pointing to a computer screen, and then the other ones, Allison, that you're looking at, those are the better varieties, like
Does it look like a geranium? I'm only looking from the side. I see the flower. The colors look like geranium.
It's a low
But
grower.
if you guys want to look it up, it's literally just type in
Portulaca. But very popular again.
Yeah, so you can get it in a flat, like 4 plants in a little tray, or you can get a proven winner, better genetics of one that does a little more, gets bigger, and that kind of
So
thing.
the petals kind of curl up a little bit. Is that right?
Yeah,
sort of.
They look like, or the other name for it is moss rose.
Moss rose. That's probably easier.
And that comes up every year?
No.
No, just for a minute.
Yeah, it's just an annual.
But the vegetation itself is just gorgeous. I mean, it's got these little spikes on it, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you
Sunshine? Need the sunshine?
But it just reminds me of my childhood.
Well, yeah.
Isn't that funny? I remember it at Bernie Burnett's house, 5933 Nash Lane, on the south side of the house.
What's the zip there? 46224.
24. But anyway, she always had the whole south side of her property in those
we were
things.
supposed to do a quick.
With
we were
Les.
supposed to take a call.
Well,
now we've gone too long.
We'll get Les when we come back.
I'm sorry, Les.
dumb.
You know what? We
It was
keep
the
losing them. We
it was
keep
the
losing them because of it.
We're so dumb.
I shouldn't have asked you.
All right, we're coming right back. 93 WIBC.
Another update is just minutes away.
And I know I can rely on each
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Allison Lemons, Terry Stacy. Saturday's Home and Garden program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements.
Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
No
way.
Playing
I
the
was
part of
play-
Ethan
We've
Patterson.
been waiting for that. Les,
Oh, this is great.
Les joins us on the program. Les, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Pat?
Yes.
Yeah, I planted some gladiolas. I've got like 30 bulbs I put in the ground, and it was about 6 weeks ago, I think. Now, I've got lots of leaves, but I don't have any flowers at all.
Well, that doesn't really surprise me. I don't think I would be too. It's just been 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, the leaves came up nice, and I noticed there's gladiolas popping up all over town now.
Yeah.
But I've got lots of leaves, and the leaves are like a foot tall. But I don't have. There's not a single stem in them.
Well, here's what I would do. I would go to the store. There's not a whole lot you can do besides kind of wait it out. But what you could do to help it would be get some triple superphosphate.
Okay.
And that can supercharge that plant to help it to produce flowers. So it's triple superphosphate.
Okay. Now,
and give
now,
that a
let me
try
ask you
and
this.
see if that does it. Yep.
I didn't plant them all the gladiolas I see are usually planted in like clumps, and they come up in bunches. Now, I planted them in a row, in 2 rows, about 6 inches between each plant.
How deep did you plant them?
Probably 6 inches.
No, that's still good.
So triple superphosphate. See if that jump starts it. It could, maybe the bulbs were from the West Coast and they're just on the wrong time.
Really?
Yeah, that could be the problem.
Sorry, Les. This is what happens when we put you on hold for 2 hours.
But but I also am surprised because the soil temperature. So what is this? We're just the soil temperature in like April 10th was still 40 degrees. So maybe the new bulbs, but give it a try. I think they'll be successful. Let us know, will you? Thanks, Les.
I think he was speechless.
I think he got pulled down because we're a minute from the top of the hour.
Oh, I bet so. But coming up, Kathy has a question about grass seed.
Oh.
I know.
She probably planted it upside down. It's real common.
Well, it's probably easy to do.
Oh, yeah, it's real common. You got to look for the little dot. Every seed
Every
is labeled.
seed?
Yep.
And dot side
Dot
down.
goes down.
Dot down.
Dot goes down.
See, I would do up.
Well, see, that's
a common
different.
mistake.
In plants, it's different because in plants, it's green side up.
Sure.
Well, and then
It's
the
so
elephant.
complex. This is such a complex hobby.
It is, and that's why it takes somebody like me to kind of.
That's why they have artificial flowers.
That's why I'm all excited about artificial flowers.
Yeah, I got you. All right, hour number 4 is coming up. 93 WIBC.
spectacular up here at 71st and Keystone. I just ran into Sweet Sue, and she said it wouldn't be a Mother's Day if there wasn't some sort of construction going on at Sullivan Hardware. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, so we have our brand new our brand new grill palace. We're calling it the Grill Palace.
It's like a big greenhouse, only it's
a palace.
It's a palace. Okay.
And it is it's 3,000 square foot, and so we'll be able to display all of our wares.
I like it because in the wintertime, there's still room for the grills. See, when space is at a premium here, you know, whether it's for Salvation Army, whether it's for whatever you're trying to do, this gives you a lot more room. And can you get a train through here?
No, the trains are going to be going around this building. So that was a little bit of a, you know, we've poured a lot of concrete. You know what? I always think something's going to cost like, I thought this would cost, you know, I thought $400,000, $500,000.
Yeah.
It'll be like $700,000.
Well, but it's the best. You've got the best flat work guy in the world. Whoever's doing your concrete, this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. That's Sassy Concrete.
Sassy?
Sassy?
We call him, well, it's kind of a funny story because he's kind of sassy.
Oh.
And so behind his back, we would call him Sassy Concrete. His name's Bob Williams, Williams Concrete.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, it's the best concrete guy.
I have to do.
I mean, he's not the cheapest, but he's the best. And I've ripped up enough concrete to use him. But so we always called him Sassy behind his back. And so my son Joe, who's the youngest at the time, Carrie from the Garden Center, goes, "Go tell Sassy Concrete to either move something." And Joe goes, "Hey, are you Sassy Concrete?"
Oh.
What? No, that's not what we. But now we laugh about it. Now we do call him Sassy.
Plumbers hated the concrete guys because they never knew how to do slope to a drain. And so they would either have backfall so that the water wouldn't get to the drain, or they'd put all their concrete water into our drain. And, of course, then we had to break our drain out because it was full of concrete. So concrete guys and plumbers don't get along sometimes.
I have ripped up a lot of concrete that was not poured with the right fall in greenhouses. Just did it at Allisonville as well.
I remember that was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep. And did it here. I was at the... instead of staying on this original greenhouses that we were building, instead of staying and monitoring and inspecting the job, I went to Churchill Downs.
You went to Churchill Downs?
Yeah, that day that they were pouring concrete.
Oh, yeah.
And it was supposed to slope towards the drain.
Yeah.
They poured that thing dead flat.
Oh.
And we spent, I don't know, the next 8 years, every time you watered,
squeegee it,
up,
squeegee it. Oh, boy.
I should have ripped it out right then. And that's what we did at Allisonville.
Yes, yeah.
Within months, we just tore it up and re-poured it. This time, we used Sassy Concrete.
Hey,
Bob Williams. If you want a good concrete guy, your driveway, just text me or something. I'll give you his number.
Do you want to talk to Kathy?
Sure, I do.
About her grass seed?
Oh, yeah.
Ethan's really good. Ethan, will you bring
Kathy.
up Kathy for us?
Oh, wait a minute.
You don't have to tell him. He'll do it.
Well, we got here. There you go. You're good.
Hi, Kath. D.
Hello.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi. I have a quick question. We had a 40-foot blue spruce. We had to take it out for numerous reasons. And we've got like about a 15 to 20-foot, or it's probably in diameter area that we planted grass seed about a month or so ago. It's coming up pretty good. But it's full of it's coming in with those vines that would grow up inside and around the base of the tree that we used to have to keep cleaning out constantly.
Yeah,
and it's
suckers.
All that stuff's growing up. How do you get rid of all those weeds when it's new grass seed coming in? What do you do?
Are you talking about bindy weed, the windy weeds that come up underneath the spruce, or are you talking about a different? Okay, you just have to outlast them.
Plus other weeds. So I don't know what to do with it. If we can blast all of them with new grass seed there, or what?
Oh boy.
Well, the problem right now is there's weed killers that'll kill it that doesn't hurt grass, but what we would consider that would be mature grass, not freshly
That's
germinated.
what I was afraid of. And
so
we use Weed Free Zone ever since you told us about Weed Free Zone. We use that everywhere else. but I knew not to use that on new not established yet. You know.
Yeah, on the windy weed, just pull it. Yeah, you can outlast it really. Okay, there you go.
Honey,
now
I've been
the rest
out
of
there
it.
pulling weed forever.
The rest of it, you just have to make sure that the grass has plenty of fertilizer. Take care of it, and it'll actually over time. Am I close, Pat? I think that the grass will outlast the weeds.
Yeah. The problem is you got to take away the competition so that the new seedlings will grow. So I think I would take a squirt bottle of weed-free zone and just get down there right on top of the weed, and it takes you don't have to cover it. It's just a little little spray, little half spray. And I know that's a pain, but if you could do that to the big ones and get rid of them, and then I agree with Denny on the smaller stuff, the grass will just grow up in it, and then after a couple months, then you can go ahead and just spray your weed-free zone right on it.
Okay. And another quick question. A couple years or so ago, you guys told me I had a rose that was from the 1950s that my dad had. When they sold the house and they all died, I dug up that rose 40 years ago and put it next to my house. Well, when I called you guys and said it hadn't been blooming, it was on the west side of the house and it didn't get much sun. So you said dig it up. So we dug it up, put it out in the back between two hibiscus that we have. That thing's bloomed like crazy. Well, guess what? Daddy's rose is coming up again where we dug the other one up, and it's full of blooms.
No kidding.
It's crazy.
Boy.
Yeah. It's like I'm
Your
not
dad's
going
just trying to
anywhere.
make a liar out of us.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's coming. We dug up the taproot and what we thought we did, and we replanted it back in the back. That's blooming well, but now we've got this other one in the same spot that came up this year and is blooming like crazy. Came out of nowhere.
Lazarus, come out of that tomb.
I saw a T-shirt once, and it said, "Life finds a way," and I think that is a perfect example of that. That's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, because there was some looking out for me.
Attaboy, Daddy. All
Either
right.
that or you've done something wrong, and he's trying to get your attention.
There you go.
Oh, well.
Hey, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Well, that's interesting. But you know what? Obviously, some root left when they transplanted it.
It's hard to say where the bud is on a. In theory, every plant has a bud that as we trim right before, we should get additional growth. But on a rose, I'm not sure where the bud is that would have taken place. But obviously, something took off, and that's sort of cool.
Yep. Very
sort of cool.
239-9393. We are here at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. I don't think we've talked enough about our specials today. We have, for Mother's Day on a budget. Now, we have some, I'm telling you, I think some of the best hanging baskets in the city, from Schlegel, even from Hoods, from Proven Winners. So we have a lot of variety, and everybody has their specialty stuff. Schlegel has this beautiful 16-inch baskets and cocoa line variety. Some of them geraniums, some of them like calliope geraniums. Some of them, the ones I'm looking at right behind us here. See the geraniums there, Den? The combo, you have that's a Schlegel basket. It's a calliope geranium.
Now, does that have a canvas bottom?
No, the next one there's the one I'm looking at.
Oh, there we go.
White. Yep. So, and then there's some salvia in there, some potato vine, absolutely beautiful, and those things. And it's really, I think they're $69, which I know is not cheap, but man, it is stunning. Those things are stunners.
I think Mom's worth that.
Yep. And then, but we also have a special on 10-inch geraniums, 10-inch select geraniums. They have ivy in them, and they are $20. And we got a good deal on them
That's a
because
really good deal.
Somebody canceled a 600-pot order, and so they had all these baskets, and they decided, well, we need to discount those. So it's a great deal.
It really is.
$20. I think we got 250 of them, something like that.
What do you give for $20? I just walked in.
Yeah.
Is it something good?
Yeah, it is.
No sense for showing up on work on time.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for the golf clubs. Which aisle are they in?
I think I'm pretty sure.
Behind the toilet seats, I think.
Yeah. I think 4. Get it? Aisle
No.
4.
Oh,
I got you.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
you know
You
That
just
was
get
so
funnier
funny.
every minute.
That is so funny.
I think what's funny is the depth charge that Allison Lemons is. Every once in a while, she'll hit us with a zinger, and it comes out of nowhere. Oh, boy. Okay.
She doesn't know what to say.
Yeah,
She
okay.
doesn't know what to say.
Oh, my
So,
God.
what were we talking about?
I don't know, but it's almost.
Oh, we were
hanging
talking about the
baskets.
specials.
Yeah, they have
For $20?
Yeah, they have $20
$20
hanging baskets.
Where are those?
You know, I'll
He's
go
hiding them.
at the break. I'll go get one and I'll bring it over here. All right?
It's a $20 hanging basket.
$20.
It really is a good deal, Terry.
Is
Yeah.
it the ones that are almost dying?
And for a few,
No, they just had too many of them.
it's a
Is that on
hanging
the
basket,
clearance?
and for a few more dollars, you can buy some silk plants and put it in there.
That'll last forever, and I don't have to
Yeah.
water them.
So we also have 3 different things: peonies, rose
love 'em.
bushes, lilacs, all 20% off this weekend.
And the
great.
peonies
20%
don't
off.
have ants. No ants on the peonies.
You're bringing up the negatives.
Next week is the
Peonies.
Peony Festival,
It's a
by the
good
way.
thing. They
Don't
don't-
forget, huge. I mean, people
know.
come from
It
all
is
over the country
crazy.
for a
gotten
Peony
nuts,
Festival in
yeah.
Noblesville. Why we're there not there, I don't know.
I don't know. Nobody asked us.
We're embarrassing.
Okay.
Terrible.
True. That's possible. Peonies 20% off. They're perfect. They're cracking. The roses are absolutely gorgeous. Those are 20% off, and the lilacs aren't blooming anymore, and we're just stuck with those. But they're going to be great next year, right?
Right, 20% off?
20% off. 20% off all those things. So that's all I got. I tell you what.
I feel like
I
you're
think-
out of breath.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
it's
a
a
lot.
lot.
Well,
That was a lot.
You know, I'm sitting here wondering, was that my ice that turned to water?
I don't
No,
know.
I got you a water and a Diet Coke because I thought you needed it.
Yeah, I think I am a little
You're getting a little sleepy there.
What's the matter?
No, he's dehydrated.
dehydrated. All right, we're coming. Our number 239-9393. Again, we're at Sullivan Hardware and Garden at 71st and Keystone. We're going to be here until 1 o'clock, and we'll come right back with your calls, 239-9393. what basements?
Life happens. Miss Shayla's happens to help you through it.
I can't believe this.
I'm filling in for Ethan.
Yeah.
I will not take a spot.
I bet he's so jealous.
I know. I kind of feel bad. It's okay, Terry. Don't say wow.
We need an understudy. I mean.
What are you supposed to do when Pat looks at you like that?
Shoot him. Hey, joining us now, our old buddy, JMV. JMV, thanks for finding us here.
Why is he our old buddy?
Because he's old.
I finally figured out the new number to call in. Hallelujah.
It's about time. Yeah, for everybody, we've always had a hot line and a warm line, and they changed them this week.
What's the difference?
The warm line is not as urgent. I don't know.
It's not as hot?
I don't know. Allison, you're the one that manages.
No, John would know. He's been in the radio the longest.
John couldn't find it.
What's the difference between a hot line and a warm line, John?
It's like a baseball game when one's in the batter's box and the other one's on deck. Or you could even put it this way. If the hot line is on deck to come on, the warm line is in the hole. Remember when you were in the hole?
Wow.
The batter's box, somebody on deck,
okay.
and I'm in the hole.
John, that's a pretty crummy analogy.
Yeah, I think I'm more confused now.
Well, but how about this, John? So we you know, we're big time. We're a big time show. So we
wait a minute. When did we become a big time show?
We just are. So we changed the hotline, so you were not able to really call. But you know what? That's kind of an inconvenience because you work for the company, correct? But I was thinking maybe for our advertisers, we should have informed them, the ones that call in, of their new number. Wouldn't you think?
Well, think of all the politicians that think they're hot snot because they have our backdoor numbers.
Yeah.
They don't got them anymore. Oh, boy.
Yeah, you got to keep them in a loop most of the time, I would suggest, don't you?
Yeah.
Probably?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good eye.
It all worked out. It all worked out. It always does. But it was a surprise.
That is good. I'll tell you what didn't work out, everybody. Game 3 last night at Game
Gosh.
That was brutal.
And everybody was predicting it, John. If everybody can predict it, can't they inoculate themselves from that drop-off? And, boy, it was just disappointing, man.
Yeah. Denny, they just came out and just didn't have it from the get-go. And it's funny. It's kind of like game number 2. Cleveland came out really physical, kind of threw that proverbial punch to the mouth. And the Pacers ultimately responded in Cleveland in game 2. But, man, you know, other than the end of the first quarter, they had no response for the Cavaliers last night. That was incredibly disappointing. And I think, Denny, you're right. I mean, all the conversation about, hey, this is what you're going to get. Toughest game of the season with the Cavaliers, and they did not look ready to accept the challenge. And chief among those would be their star, Tyrese Halliburton, who absolutely no-showed last night. And you can't have it. I mean, I know he's not an elite level, going to get you 40 possibility every single night, but you can't go for 4 points with very few shot attempts, no 3 attempts, and the stat line that he had, that's not going to win against a really good team in the post. That might beat Charlotte in December. That's not going to beat the Cavaliers in May as it stood last night. They didn't have a chance.
But you know what? You've got to think the Cavs, I mean, they were embarrassed at home.
Twice.
I mean, the loss. They came out with a bit of an attitude, I would say, that might have been hard for any team to take on.
Well, Pat, to your point, they're talented. They're second best record in the NBA this year. They're talented. They got 3 guys back who are missing in game 2. So that is a big deal. 3 all-star, at least 2.5 all-star caliber level players. So that was a big deal. But it was just the response to their physicality, the response to their juice at the beginning of the game, and really throughout, once you got past the end of the first quarter, was incredibly disappointing, knowing from a Pacer angle what was on the line. And if you were there, I was there watching, and the crowd was ready, willing, and able to jump in on anything. But other than the end of the first quarter, they didn't give the crowd the opportunity to really give them a little help. And now you're in a situation where tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, to me, it's a must-win. I think the winner of this ends up winning the series. So you can't, even if you already have a 2-1 lead right now, I mean, you kind of, so to speak, a get-out-of-jail-free card in Monopoly. You've got to utilize that with that game last night, and you have to have that coming up tomorrow night at Game 4.
I watched John, I watched the bookie line, and the bookie line just kept going up higher and higher for Cleveland yesterday, or last couple days. And I'm thinking they must know something that we don't know, but they called it and they had it down right. So there was a spanking that they didn't need to have.
Three guys, they knew Denny. The three guys were going to return for sure, obviously, and then the talent. I mean, Cleveland is an incredibly talented team, so they knew those guys were going to be back, and that was the logical outcome. But yeah, you've got to have a significant response coming up tomorrow night from the Pacers. I've said this before. Even through the disappointment, guys, I love this team. They're one of my favorite teams of all time, and I want to see them do really well, push them as far as you can. Last night was not one of those moments to where you really want to celebrate it, because it just was not a good product.
John, were the starters in at one point? I believe in the fourth quarter they got it down to 11 points.
Yeah.
Were the starters in, or who was in there? I mean, because they were making a little bit of a charge,
I think it was a mixed bag. I think that was that was like the McConnell moment where he had to deal. Yeah, so McConnell was out there too. I mean, Rick was trying 19 different things, but then you could tell at the end, at least to me, he put James Johnson in, that I referenced as the regulator. He's the guy on the bench, and to make sure that nobody is jacked with. From the Pacers, they got that last year, obviously, with Milwaukee, because Milwaukee was over physicaling them in a lot of areas, and they inserted James Johnson, and you kind of wondered if they weren't trying to give Cleveland a little bit of aggressive payback last night. But I mean, really, it doesn't come down to that. It comes down to playing basketball. This team just did not play at all to the level in which we expect them to play basketball. And if that's the same outcome is going to be tomorrow night, they're going to end up losing this series. So you got to get back on track.
I think it's all part of the plan.
Forget about that and get back on track in a hurry, Pat.
No, I think it's all part of the plan. They let that one go soft. Put that one in their column, and they're reeling them in. They're letting the fish run right now. They're letting them run, and come tomorrow night, hook that baby.
Are they fishing in Cleveland off of Lake Erie right there? Does anybody fish them? Are those fish ready to eat in Lake Erie, or are they contaminated?
No, don't you dare eat them, John.
This is all White River stuff. Right there in the...
I wouldn't be eating one out there either, boys. Let me tell you that. So.
Hey, I think Lake Erie is all cleaned up. I think that's
really.
Or what's the matter with you? No.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean they still reference Cleveland as the mistake by the lake, don't they?
Well,
yes, sir.
And they still reference India as Naptown.
They do.
Maybe we don't. Maybe they don't deserve that.
We're
I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up for Cleveland. I'm going to stand up for Cleveland right now.
I've never really given a crap about Cleveland, so I don't care. But no, I do like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've never been there. I do like that aspect of it, so that's good.
Isn't that where the where is that's Akron, the Football Hall of Fame? Where?
Akron, Ohio?
No. Where is
that?
Baseball.
Is. Yeah. Is that Goodyear in Akron?
Well, it's all in the same area. We went
Ohio.
We went to the Hall of Fame there last summer. Had a little private tour. It was very cool, and I thought what was interesting. I may have said this to you, John. And it's kind of how things happen, I think, in businesses. But when the AFC and the NFC were combining, and they were talking about this, and who owned Hunt owned the Kansas City Chiefs, correct? And he wrote, and they had this letter. I'm reading this letter that they have in their archives, and it said, hey, and then we're going to have this Super Bowl at the end, that's how it's going to work, the Super Bowl. And then in parentheses, you wrote, we'll probably have to work on the name. That was the working name, the Super Bowl. And boom, there you go. Super Bowl is what it landed on, which I thought was kind of a cool story.
Makes 100% sense. Hey, by the way, too, here's another reason why you got to have the Pacers advance, because that means you're going to get a Pacers and Racers on Indy 500 day with an Eastern Conference Finals. So
all part of the plan.
There's nothing better than that invocation.
The weather. Was it
There's nothing better than the invocation.
So.
Yes. Yep. I sure do. John, we're going to let you go.
You got it, guys. Good to hear from you. I'm
you.
glad I got the number right. Keep on keeping on, and let's see those Pacers turn that thing around tomorrow night in Game 4, guys. Have a great weekend.
Yes, save that number, John.
Tonight on B105.7, it's the JMV Takeover. We have a little bit of a delay. That's why
That's
we're
right.
kind of stepping on each other.
What I was trying to say is there's nothing better than the invocation at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and Monsignor or Archbishop, whoever it is, says, and God bless the Pacers, too. I love hearing that, and it's been several years since we've heard it.
You know what? Maybe we should, I don't want to step on anyone's toes around here, but maybe just bring in the new Pope.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure if we fire up a big green egg, he'd follow the white smoke.
Oh, boy.
We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by B&W HVAC, Plumbing and Electrical, your American
nothing better than John Cougar Mellencamp on a Saturday afternoon before Mother's Day.
Really? I mean, it's good.
It's good.
I think a little James Taylor would be a.
No, I don't want to be
well.
mellow. I want a boogie.
Little Chicago.
I just hope the YouTube people got to see Denny's sweet dance moves.
I still have the T-shirt that says "I live to boogie." Do you remember that?
I do. I forgot
You know
that
what?
there's a camera. Is the camera over your
Yeah, it's getting the best of your head.
It's just seeing the top and the back of your head.
That's good. I just wanted to make sure they could still see them.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we have
You
a
know
long
what?
time
Everyone
caller.
on YouTube, I didn't even notice the season. This is one of Denny's tablecloth. What do I call it?
Tablecloth shirts.
Tablecloth shirts.
Yes,
And
picnic
this soft
tablecloth.
blue is one of my favorite
Well,
ones.
I was told we were getting our pictures taken, and I didn't want to
Yes.
wear the real calico tablecloth shirt. So Jane said, wear the blue one.
If
sorry about
if
that.
you laid on this table and we disguised your legs and stuff, I
Oh,
guarantee you somebody
yeah.
would put ketchup on it.
Sure
Ketchup on
would.
it.
Salt and pepper shakers.
Yeah, just come set it down there.
Hey, Fulton has been very patient, and Fulton joins us right now. Hey, Fulton, how are you?
Great, how you guys doing?
We understand that you were the victim of a hit and run or an automobile accident. You okay?
Isn't that the second time this
yeah,
year?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just
Do you forget to look
Been
left
having,
and right before you cross the street?
I've been looking both ways, and then they just go on past.
Didn't you get hit earlier this year?
Last year, excuse me.
Last year, okay. All right, so you
Man.
it wasn't 2 hits in one
Are
year.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. No injuries whatsoever?
Hey,
Just
isn't
my-
today
it's
the
just
big
my
play?
knee.
Oh.
Well,
He
it's
did
just
bust
my
his
knee today, and
So how did you decide which lawyer to call? Morgan and Morgan, Isaacs and Isaacs. How did you decide which one to call?
Don't listen to him.
All right.
I'm not sure yet.
No.
There you go.
Hey, Fulton, we want to hear about the big play. Is that tonight?
That's this coming up this week at Hampton Heights High School. We're getting ready, prepared. The people who are building the set today are working very hard on it. So we're getting the set ready to go, and it's going to be a fun show, and everyone's welcome to come.
And that's is it next weekend?
It's this coming up week. After Sunday.
This week. This coming week.
Oh, this coming week. Okay.
Susical the musical.
That's right. Okay. And you can get tickets at school, probably at the school website.
Yep, and you can also go in to get tickets at the door.
Okay. The walk up at the school. All right.
Right.
Well, that's great. Anything else going on that we need to know about, young man?
Nothing much, but I'm getting ready for the summer state games this year.
Oh, are you guys traveling?
Well, I have to head to Terre Haute on June 7th through the 9th.
Oh.
Okay. That's
For
good.
my big competition.
Oh, what are you running?
The audition.
Audition.
I'm doing
the
200
audition.
this time.
You were right.
Jumping the long jump and then
Long jump.
do the relay.
All right. Well, Fulton, we wish you the very best, and happy Mother's Day to your mom. I hope you got her a good gift. Thank you, Fulton. All right.
Fulton's gone.
Fulton, I didn't do nearly as much with my young life as Fulton does.
It's amazing.
He stays really busy.
Yes, he does.
So Terry is looking at, we got to get out of here, but the $20 baskets. I think
This is
this one's
amazing.
a lot
Can
better
everybody
right
see
here.
them? I mean, look at these. Oh, you think that one's better?
Yeah, I do.
Can you see them?
See? Look at this one.
$20.
Look at this one.
I think this one's better.
$20.
Are they at all of those Sullivan locations or just Keystone?
Everywhere except Cicero. But Cicero
Okay.
might have them too.
So Penn has some and Allisonville does too.
Yep.
Okay.
So
They are
10-inch
beautiful.
basket. It has some ivy in it.
Yeah, it's got ivy. They're full.
You know what ivy says? I love you, Mom. If you look, that's
Wait,
what it is.
Is it?
Yeah, ivy in
I
ancient Greek.
Love you, Mom.
Ivy means I love you, Mom.
Hey, before we
They
get
found that in.
I didn't know that.
Found it in a cave.
Wow.
Before we get to the speed round, I've got a listener that wants to know Allison looks amazing. Does she have a boyfriend? My son is looking like he's a confirmed bachelor. Seems to be happy living, but I'd like to introduce him to Allison. This is great.
I like how they phrased it, looking to be a bachelor. So it must be
Sounds
something's
perfect.
happening. Yeah.
Well, looking like he's going to be a confirmed
He's
bachelor.
going to be. So maybe
Allison.
there's something. I shouldn't get involved with that one. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That sounds like
a little questionable.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah,
I'm,
you
it's,
take your
this is a
time.
hard no.
And I'm very protective.
Yeah.
You should be.
239-9393. The speed round coming up next, 93 WIBC.
Life
Boy, Indiana made Smith Brothers furniture. That Smith Brothers got to be good. Mattresses made in Indiana, maintenance-free outdoor furniture, and free delivery up to 75 miles. Pat, it's Thompson Furniture.
Who's ready for the speed round? Who's up first?
Let's go.
We got Ron. Come on down.
Who is it, Rob?
Ron.
Ron. Hey, Ron.
Hello, Danny.
Yes.
My basement flooded the 1st of April. Michaelis came out and dried me out, and I'm waiting for the insurance company to have them put it back together. But in the meantime, there's a bunch of mold. What does the mold process consist of? Is it sort of like the criminologist spraying luminol to find blood?
No. The first thing they're going to do is test it and see whether it's stachybotrys or whether it's black mold or what type it is. Then they're going to put it with like a bleach compound, for lack of a better word, to kill it. They might have to go to something a little bit stronger, but then they've got to get it dried out, or there'll still be the food source.
And I think there's a petri dish somewhere in there.
Yeah, they
right?
got to test it. That's right. Sorry, Don.
Ron.
Ron.
Thanks for the call. Who's next?
We got Steve.
Hey, Steve. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pat. Hey, really enjoyed that segment with Eddie T at the end of the second hour there. I think, Pat, I think Eddie should be the 2025 Pat Sullivan broadcast intern with the responsibility of figuring out the third hour of the show.
You know what?
That's not a bad
Steve,
idea.
that is not a bad idea. Thank you very much.
Good job, buddy. Good to talk to you.
Here's my question. Do you guys sell edgers there at Sullivan Hardware, like the battery-operated one? Because my wife's been hitting all week about edging the grass, and I thought that'd make a great Mother's Day present.
It would make an excellent one, and there's no sense getting a battery-operated one when you can get the old wheel that is kind of a hand one. I think that you get exercise instead of getting her a year-long pass to the gym.
Yeah,
you can just get her an edger. I think it's an excellent idea, Steve, and I fully support
John,
you.
make sure she lifts
Let
it
me know
first
how that works
because
out.
they can get heavy. You want to make sure it's light enough for her to use.
All right, next up we have
Rick.
Hey, Rick. Welcome to the speed round. Doing good.
I was kind of lazy this morning, driving out to my farm to plant some chestnut trees, and I didn't cover them. And I got out here, it was about an hour and a half drive, and the leaves are all shriveled. And anything you suggest besides just watering them good?
I would water them good, and then I would spray them with wilt-proof. And I think they'll probably refoliate. I don't think you did any damage. I mean, that happens kind of to us in the garden center on occasion. So fertilize them, put some biotone on them for root development, spray them with a little bit of root development. Hey, thanks, everyone. Great show. We had a little short segment here. Thank you, Allison. Thanks, Ethan. Promotion staff. Oh, we got to go.
Happy Mother's Day.
Abdul's next. Happy Mother's Day.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Pakistan and India agreeing to a ceasefire following U.S.-led talks to end the most serious military confrontation between the two rivals in decades. Now, that ceasefire deal follows weeks of clashes, missile and drone attacks across their borders that were triggered by a gun massacre of tourists last month that India blames on Pakistan. Pakistan is denying that charge. U.S. officials meeting with their counterparts from China today at a neutral spot on trade.
There's little expectation that a full trade resolution is going to come out of this meeting. U.S. officials see it, though, as a step toward economic de-escalation. These talks are taking place in Switzerland, where Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Rep Jameson Greer are now. President Trump saying he's not going to be disappointed if they return from those talks with China without a deal. Well, tariffs on China remain at